Well, it is time to say goodbye to season 4. So, welcome to the party, the best party that is going live right now on YouTube. You're not going to want to miss tonight because we have awesome guests as well as a very special announcement right near the end. So, you're going to want to watch this and you're going to want to drink lots of wine too. So, let's roll that intro.
Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be, as a friend, as an old enemy. Take your time, hurry up, the choice is yours, don't be late. Take a rest as a friend, as an old memory. Come doused in mud, soaked in bleach, as I want you to be, as a trend, as a friend, as an old.
If you don't get drunk tonight, you're not doing it right. Okay?
I got 2 bottles of champagne. I came prepared for the event, okay? I was like, if I'm not crawling on the floor by the end of this episode, I ain't doing it right.
We're not doing it right if we're not fucking drunk on this show. Because, according to certain people, we get wasted.
And tonight is the night.
Tonight is the night. We even get the party light going, changing colors, we're all doing it up.
Doing it up. So tonight is the season 4 finale. So I'm going to go ahead. Brittany and I were just talking about this. We are going to try our best to keep up with comments. It is hard on the finale shows, the anniversary shows, to keep up with all the comments, but we are going to try our best. There's a lot of people in here already. We got people drinking Coors Light. Okay. We love somebody on a budget. We love that life.
Yes.
Okay. We got sangria. Someone else said that they were drinking coffee.
Homemade sangria, though. Miss Avalon is doing homemade.
Yes.
Went all out.
That is the best. We got Millie here. We got the Smiling Hag, Witchy Jim, Owlvine's here, Ivy's here, Nina's here, Pagan Crafting is here. It is going to be a long, fun, crazy night. So we have, I'm sure you guys have already saw the promos. We have plenty of people coming on in increments. So come and join us for this lovely celebration to culminate the end of season 4. But before we get into that, Brittany, what are you drinking?
Well, I spent like 6 hours talking to Miss Dreamtime Tarot on StreamYard. Her and I just, chit-chat and catching up. And I had broken into this bottle of wine to chit-chat with her. I had a wine date with her. And I loved it. It was so good. So I decided I had a second bottle to break into it. So it's from Chile. It's called Ruta 90. And I actually really, really like this. So I was like, you know what? Since I loved it when I spent, 6 hours talking to Nina, girl time, I was like, I'm going to break open that bottle again.
Yes. Well, I kind of already showed you what I'm drinking. I just I completely forgot. I went to Publix earlier, forgot to get anything, and I went at the last minute and just grabbed some good old Verdi because this is a wine and witchcraft staple, just like the Winking Owl and
You
Lake Ridge
bastard.
Winery. We have 3 common brands here: Lake Ridge Winery,
Binary?
Winking Owl, Winery. I've only had 1 glass too, so just saying. And then we have our little Verdi here that we're drinking. It's been 4 years. I can't believe it. 24 episodes this year.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's crazy.
Yeah, no. I think we think back at the fact that we started this shit show. We thought we'd be canceled after season 1, which actually we almost were, and season 2 and season 3 and halfway
and
through
season
4.
But isn't that what happens at the dive bar? Like, there't no political correctness. This is just a shit show here. That's just what that is. Unfortunately, unfortunately.
I don't know. Maybe it's the heat. Maybe it's the heat.
It's the
heat. I don't know what the fuck it is, but yeah, we have problems, and we just take them.
We do. We are the home for the mentally ill. Okay. Welcome. You are welcome here. Also, okay, so there is a huge announcement towards the end of tonight's episode. So just so you know, we are teasing it, but there's a huge episode.
It's not clickbait either. We're not just saying there's a huge announcement when there really isn't. It's a huge announcement. And no, if you read Mr. T, Eastbound and Bound, who's my husband, if you're new to the show, I am not pregnant. Okay?
No. But what we can say is there was a vote that was done. We can talk about this, right? We can go ahead and
we can
put this out there. Okay. So you guys voted on the Wine and Witchcraft community between Facebook and Discord, and we had 62 people vote, and Discord was the winner. So if you go in the description of this video, there is an invite link for the Wine and Witchcraft community Discord. If you want to be a part of that, go ahead in there. Our lovely friend, Ivy the Occultist, did go in and help set that up for us. So she's an administrator over there for now. And so we get the full handle on what the hell we're doing over there. But
right. So everybody wanted, time to talk, because you guys do a ton of talking to us while we're doing this show, but amongst each other too. Y'all become friends and met so many awesome people, in the chat, like in the audience, y'all talking amongst yourselves. And people have said, we would love a place when the show's not on, like it's not on the air, to just go and like chit chat and meet new people and stuff. So it was voted, that we need something. So we were like, would you guys want a Facebook group or do you want a Discord? And so there were some people that were like, Discord, what the fuck is that? Me included. And there's some people that are like, Facebook is familiar. However, a lot of groups don't really work out well because they don't last, and you get a lot of and trolls and all sorts of weird shit that goes on Facebook. So you have that too, and it's not as private as Discord could possibly be. So we just put the options out there, and y'all voted for Discord. So Ivy the Occultist is our girl who is very Discord savvy, and so we looked at her. We're like, girl, we don't know what the fuck we're doing, but they all want this. She's like, I got you. So that's what I got you. Doing.
So that is what we got there. You can go head over and click the link. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm already drunk, because I'm not.
I probably have drunk more than you have right now.
Yeah, and I ate before the show just because I wanted to make sure I had something in my stomach, which obviously is not doing anything.
At work today, everybody came in like half asleep because it's our Friday. So, long work week. The last day is usually really tired. So everybody walked in like zombies. And the rad tech was like, hey, you guys want me to go on a coffee run? We're like, fuck yes. But they also sell breakfast sandwiches too. So she got me this big, huge refresher energy drink thing, plus a egg McMuffin cheese thing, like on a waffle. So I had that. So then by the time lunch came around, I wasn't hungry. So I just got sushi from Publix, and that's light and airy and whatever. And when I got home, it was like, girl, I didn't stop looking like I'm a homeless person. I've been working for 12, 13 hours. So I'm like, I went right up to the vanity and started making myself up, right? So I haven't eaten. So if I get drunk faster than Justin, I'm not going to apologize.
There you go. Well, let's go ahead. Our first guest is already in the green room. We love an on-time queen. We love an early riser, honey.
We do. However, the thing about this guest is when this guest was on, I was at a Quiet Riot show. I was at it. Nina's husband is the lead singer of Quiet Riot, and I told Nina and I told Jizzy that anytime that they're in Florida, we're there. And he was in Florida, and I'm like, I'm there. So I missed this show. I couldn't be there. So this is gonna be kind of special for me because like I follow him on Instagram and watch all his videos, all this kind of stuff. But I've never been like in the show with him, so I'm kind of really excited about it. But on top of that, he's also a fellow Floridian witch, which makes it cooler because we both lived in the same city or town at one point.
Yes. And he is amazing and he's lovely. And if you don't know who he is, you're a fucking fake bitch. Let's welcome Mr. Abwitchjournal. Hello, honey.
Hey. Y'all, I can't. Like these introductions they are killing me. Y'all are the best. I'm so done. By the way, I am the one in a budget, so I guess that White Claw it is.
White Claw, yes.
I guess so. Okay, there we go.
Pop it open. Yes, I love okay, those alcoholic seltzers are my favorite.
Yeah, but they're dangerous because they taste.
They are dangerous.
Water, and then before you know it, you're screwed. You're like, fuck, I only had like 18. You know what I mean?
Hey, but it's just like, it's what, 100 calories per can? Like, hell yeah, it's not terrible.
Exactly.
And also, like, I was thinking about the topic, like coffee, beer, whiskey for today. So that's my vibe.
Love it.
I love that.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Of course. How are you? You know, I love you. And you are just making your rounds, honey, and the subs are going up. And I'm so happy for you because you deserve all
I
this
was just really jealous, honestly, because after I got back from the concert, I rewatched the episode. I think it was like a week later. I finally got to settle down and watch the episode. And I'm like, this episode was fucking banging. And I wasn't even fucking there. And that kind of pissed me off a little. I was a little jelly. I'm not going to lie. I was like, the fuck? So,
it was a nice experience. I mean, I do admit that it was my first live. So that was
cherry popping.
Cool. Yeah, cherry popping.
You love the pop cherries around here. Yeah, Brittany was like, well, I guess you don't need me anymore because you guys did a fantastic job.
I was like, I guess I'm out. Bye.
Yeah, no, but it was really cool.
How have you been? How have things been going?
Well, it's been really cool. I do have to say that since that live that I had the opportunity to participate with you all, I had the opportunity to connect with different authors. Currently, I'm like translating one of the courses of Sarah Mastros into Spanish. So that has been a really cool experience. And we are working on that. I know, Justin, that you also like kind of fell in love with Solomon as well as me. And I've been like creating on my social media, like keeping everyone updated with like, hey, I have my book, finally working on that. It's been cool. I cannot complain at all. Just working a lot and yeah, pushing forward.
That's fantastic. And we both were on. This already happened. Yes, it already happened.
Yes,
we did the panel together. I was like, did that come out already? We both did the panel with Ivy. You were fucking fantastic, as you always are. And I just love to see you thriving because you deserve it.
It was really cool. Now I do have to say it's very different, like us chatting about, yeah, I do this shit, I do that, like I'm learning magic, whatever, like I'm witchy. But in that panel, girl, I was scared. Like, no. Okay, hold on. Let me tell you something. Like, I love witchcraft as much as the neighbor, but the people that I was with, they were bringing names and rituals. I'm like, I just put oil on a candle and like maybe lick it here and there, and like that's my manifestation.
I told you. I told Ivy, I was like, just so you know, me and AB are talking, and I'm horrified. And even after the panel was recorded and it came out, I told Ivy, I said, I hate myself. Like, I did terrible. I'm just like stone faced. I was so nervous because there was people that I respect on the panel. And it's like, sometimes when you sit in front of people, like, I think anybody can relate to this. When you're around people that you respect, like, it's almost like your mind goes blank. And I'm just like,
You get intimidated because you put them in mind on a pedestal,
Yes.
and you're here, and you're kind of like, oh, my idol, you know. So it's got that brain thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm terrible. I hate myself. I'm never coming back.
Listen,
I wish I was dead.
The first person
Right.
that I had the opportunity to interview for my channel was Marshall WSL, and Marshall was in the video. And Marshall's bless his soul. He was so sweet. I ramble all the time. ADHD. I go into tangents. I forget English. Like, you can notice I have an accent. I'm Sofia Vergara. I'm the Sofia Vergara of the witches in YouTube. Like, I have a heavy accent. I am aware of that. And at that moment, I just forgot everything. Well, imagine in this panel, it was all these different witches, so many cool practitioners. I probably am the smallest channel in the entire group, and I was there just like, hey, yeah, I do witchcraft too, whatever, I guess.
You know, the funny thing is about your accent is, you know, I don't know what it is, but I can understand you just like, I know it's thick, but I can understand you just fine. Like, I know, like, you're probably self-conscious about like how your words are pronounced, but you're fine. I can understand you perfectly.
I'm thick. What can I say?
Yeah.
What can I say?
No, but I am jealous. Like, I know you follow him on Instagram, like his breakfasts at like First Watch and shit. Have you seen that shit? I'm sitting at work and he's posting breakfast, and I'm like, motherfucker, I want some scrambled eggs.
Listen, we love witchcraft and food. That's what makes me roll. Okay, like, yeah,
So good.
so good.
So good. But you did so fantastic. But I get it. I was so nervous. I'm always petrified. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm more comfortable in a live setting than I am in like a record setting.
Me too.
And I don't know why. I think it's just because I second guess myself and this is what I'm used to. So like when it's time to record, I'm like the last panel we did, I'm like, I want to raise my hand last because maybe I'm going to sound, I want everybody else to go first because what if I sound crazy? I don't know. Actually, it's like, I'm going to leave. I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm going to go.
I gotta go.
I get it. It was a cool experience. I do feel that I learned a lot. But I did notice that, oh wow, there's another level of this. It was but you did great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, see?
I just think it's because I think because I love the idea of the more intricate ways that people do magic. It's so alluring to me. But I also know on the same token that like I like it from a distance. Like I like reading about it. I like learning about it. But is it like practical for me? Probably not. But I mean, there's always something to learn from every culture and different ways that people practice magic.
Yeah.
But you know, when so many people practice in a way, it makes you like you start second guessing. It's like, okay,
that's why I highlighted Whitney's comment. The imposter syndrome. We all have it to some degree, even if it's minor or major. We all have it.
Yeah. It's like, well, for the third time, I would get a candle. It's like, actually, what I would do is like,
per my last email.
Listen,
per my last email.
There's nothing that you cannot solve with that candle and some good oil. Like, listen.
I second that. I'm like, I got to come up with something. I don't know. I'm going to fucking fly to Michigan, slit the throat of a moose, take it over, wash it in the Atlantic, drive. Like, I don't know. I'm going to make some crazy shit up here because I'm just over here doing basic shit. And Astra is just so amazing and so knowledgeable. And I'm like, girl, I'm taking notes. Like, what is she talking about? Because I need to know about that. But, you know, it's good to be around those people, too, and to hear that for reference. So you can be like, I never thought about it.
You guys
like
talking,
that.
You know, especially you, well, both of you, actually, you know, that's the reason why I didn't do the panel. So I was asked to do the first panel and I said yes. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going away, so I can't do it. But even if I could do it, I would probably chicken out. Because it would scare the shit out of me because I have that imposter syndrome. I'm like, these people are better than me, know more than me, better witch longer than me. I can't do it. Like, I can't.
You know what?
Then I found out I was going away, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm going away anyway. I can't do it anyway.
That's crazy because I would love to get to hear a little bit about what your practice is about.
I know, and that's the thing is I moved here to, you know, from Orlando. I lived over by UCF, if you know where that is. I lived Avalon Park. I don't know if you've ever heard it. That's where I lived. So I moved from there to, you know, the Space Coast, which is an hour and a half away. And I said, you know, to myself, well, once we move, I'm going to get my channel up and going again. I'm going to do all these things. And then I got a job in the medical field. And then it all went to shit. And I put my channel completely on hold. And I tell this to everybody who comes to the show. Listen, Brittany's not going away. I just need to figure out my shit and get a rhythm going where work and home can kind of simultaneously have a rhythm. And then I can bring my channel back. And so, you know, that's why I tell everybody, don't unsubscribe. Please don't unsubscribe. I will be back. I promise. I'm trying to get my shit together and figure out how and when I want to do shit. But Esoteric Echoes is still alive and running. It's just trying to figure my shit out.
Listen, notice that I actually was having this conversation with Astra, and Astra did mention something along these lines, and I fully agree with her. There is this concept that you have to be a witch or to be a practitioner, you have to be like a full-time, 100% dedicated to witchcraft and not have like a job or not anything like that. And to an extent, I agree. You know, like in Venezuela, where I come from, practitioners, it's very common to have the witch from the stores, you know, that offers their services, and witchcraft is something that historically speaking, it's being based on that, offering the services to fix an instance, a situation. But we are in a century, 21st century. You know, in this time, not everyone can be a full-time witch and dedicate themselves like to witchcraft as a job. You have your real life job and all of that, and you are at the same time a witch. Maybe the channel, you are going to figure out, you know, that on your schedule, but I know that once that you get all of that solved, we're gonna get to learn more about.
Yeah, and then you'll learn more about me and what's going on, and that is part of the announcement. That's, well, not really part of the announcement, but it's a byproduct of the announcement. But anyway, so it's gonna be all great and wonderful when that all happens. But yes, I will.
Cheers for that.
Revamp my channel and keep on going.
Cheers for that.
You know. So I got a question though. I have a question for you. So.
Oh God.
When did you move here from Venezuela?
So I arrived here 6 years ago.
Okay, so my question is, what is witchcraft and paganism like in Venezuela?
Oh, don't make me go there. Like, that's a whole topic.
Generally, like, is it tolerated? Is it taboo? Is it out in the open? Like, where does it fall into place? Because I know how weird it is in America, but where is it in Venezuela?
So Venezuela is a whole different world like, there are so many things that are way different from here. And one of them is the fact that we are aware that our culture is a melting pot. Venezuela is made of Spanish, well, mostly Spanish. Obviously, we have traces of Portuguese and other people from Europe, along with the natives that were already original there, and also African slaves that were brought to the country. And historically speaking, once that Venezuela came to be, all these cultures got mixed. I say this respectfully, of course, but here in USA, there's a lot of distinction and a lot of, well, this is my root, this is my tradition, this is my practice. In Venezuela, I cannot speak for all South America, but in Venezuela, even though people do reemphasize, hey, this is my root, this is my tradition, everything got mixed. Everything mixed to the point that is very homogeneous. Well, you know what I mean.
I know
you know what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
It got mixed in a point that it stopped being African, it stopped being Spanish, it stopped being native, it got Venezuelan. So religiously speaking, those that do subscribe to a religion, mostly Catholicism or Protestantism, Christianity, depending of what level of religious fanaticism, how fanatic they might be onto that religion, they might or might not support brujeria.
Okay.
Brujeria has a lot of religious roots, but it's not necessarily religious. It has a lot of European influence, but it's not European. It has a lot of African influence, but it's not an ATR. It's ATR influenced. So Venezuela is very interesting with that. And along with the history part, we have the social and the money part, which is very similar. Like when we talk about Santa Muerte in Mexico, people do go to this deity. Many go to this particular to Santa, La Santa Muerte, because they are in need of protection or money or survival. And in Venezuela, does something similar, of course, as well with our native spirits. So it's a very, very complex topic, so full of nuances. But I do think that my country is so magical. Yeah.
That is, I love. I could listen to you talk like all day. Seriously, I was like, just keep talking because I'm just like everything you say. I'm so enthralled. I love to learn cultures from different places to see where witchcraft falls, or where witchcraft came about, or where witchcraft is today. So that's like really interesting because I'm a devotee of Santa Muerte. So for me, it was kind of like hearing you speak. I'm like, oh my god, this is like everything. I'm like, keep talking. I love it. I love hearing
It's a
about
heavy
different
topic.
cultures.
Yeah.
That's why I had to ask the question because I was just curious because I don't know much about Venezuela. I have a couple of friends from there, but I've never asked that question because they're not witches. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask that question to them.
Well, notice that I
Yeah.
am a witch, and at the same time, I grew in an environment that was very, very religious, and it was not brujeria friendly. So I was not allowed to practice it until recently. That I'm in another country. I'm I'm alone. I'm independent, but my family
Right.
was very, very stern on that,
Yeah.
and I guess that is a matter of a roll of the dice. Some people do have the opportunity to practice it, and it's part of their culture and spaces.
It
My
was.
family did not allow it, even though we did have practitioners. Yes.
Okay. So with somebody in your family, let me ask you this question. If they were in dire need, go to a witch in Venezuela if they needed it.
Yeah.
Even though they're like not against it, but they're like, no, but would they do it if they were in dire need?
I know for sure that my mother will not, but I will say that the most part of my family they will.
Would. Okay. That's interesting. That is
Absolutely.
really cool. I like that. I love learning about things.
It's a very like religious / political view set. Like, oh yeah, I don't play with that, but as soon as they need their man or they need their money or they need to be healed, they are gonna go
They
to
need their
them.
man.
That's
You
how
do
it
what you
rolls.
got to do.
Hold on a second.
Yep. That's which is also I love that. Like obviously, uh, oh my god, getting canceled, right? Anyways, like the whole topic with like love, magic, and consent and all of that is a topic. It's a topic and it's a conversation to be had. Yet, in brujeria, like you never deny how effective it can be or if it can be done, especially for matters of. I will reiterate, maybe not survival as in the past, but it's a conversation that I had with Laura Davila and Mawija Vomani, both interviews on my channel. Our cultures do have this magic and it was effective and it was due to a matter of need. Do I think that is needed now? No. Can it
Yeah.
be done? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I will say that,
I
and
mean,
that's it.
yeah, I mean, definitely the conversation about consent is interesting because
Yes.
I'm from I think consent's kind of a funny thing when it comes to magic because I think to have consent means you're unable to practice magic.
Listen, I get it. I get it. I do not necessarily like the consent is consent and consent. In my opinion, like my ethic within witchcraft, consent
Yes.
is something that has to be respected, and that's how I work my magic. Now, I don't necessarily think that magic is necessarily consensual or ethical overall.
Right. Agreed with you.
Like when you are
Agreed.
doing a spell to get a job, someone else is going to lose it. You have to learn how to play with that balance.
Yes.
So that on that. And
Yeah.
I will use only that example because I don't want to be like, it took me a lot to get to the amount of subscribers that I have now to get a bunch of people. Hey, you are
It was exciting though. It was exciting to watch the channel grow. Like after he was on W&W, like whoosh! I'm like, yes.
Thank you.
I love that. I love
Thank
that.
you. I dearly
You
appreciate
deserve
it.
You deserve it.
So my next question before we let you go, what time is the time slot over at?
9:30, but go ahead.
Okay, so we got 1 minute. My next question is, since we all live in fucking Florida, when are we meeting up for lunch?
You tell me. I mean, I live in downtown in Orlando.
You live near Lake Eola?
In downtown, literally downtown.
Like, so where Lake Eola is though, right?
Yeah, no, yes.
You have Lake Eola, and then you have like Orange Ave, and you have all these.
Mhm,
Okay, so you lived in that general
in
area,
that area.
right?
Yep.
And then Justin lives in Lakeland, all the way on the fucking east, fucking west, bumfuck.
And you go to the other side as well. Like, what
I
the
know,
hell?
and I'm all over by NASA.
We are
You're over
triangulating
by
at this point.
I know.
Lightning. You're damn in the middle. We all got to come to Orlando and just fucking meet up. It
We
doesn't
have-
make any sense, you know?
We need to for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that needs to happen at some point.
Yes, absolutely. Well, AB, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for coming. If you guys are not subscribed, please go to subscribe to
Yes.
his channel, AB Witch Journal. There should be a link down below in the description
Thank you.
so that you guys can go check him out. So thank you
guys
so
are
much, AB.
amazing.
We appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Should I leave? Like, leave and that's it?
Yeah, you just close
Yeah,
up.
you're good.
Okay, cool.
All right,
God.
God, I get so angry. I'm so angry that I missed that episode. But you know what? No, I'm not, because I was at Quiet Riot. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I was at
And
Quiet
you got to
Riot.
watch it, and he's here again.
Yeah, and you know what? It's great to actually be able to be on and talk to him, and this makes me want to just hang out with him more. We need to make a lunch date. We need to go to downtown Orlando and meet up, have lunch, and just talk witchy shit. Because he's amazing, isn't he?
He is. He really, really is. And he's so knowledgeable, and he's such a fun person. And
He is, and he's got a great sense of humor, and I love his knowledge. I love learning about different cultures, and that's key to me. I'm like a sponge. I just love it.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So how drunk are you? Are we not drunk enough yet? Do we need to drink more?
I'm not drunk enough yet. I haven't even finished one bottle yet, honey.
Well, you know what? Fuck you.
Literally. And don't forget. So in about like 10 minutes or so, we're going to have our two next guests on. We're going to be double fisting it here in a moment.
Wait a minute. You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to pull a card for AB.
We did.
We decided. We completely forgot because we got caught in the moment. We decided each person gets a card pull. Okay. The card that we pull for our guests is about them. Okay. So they're going to be that card for the night. So since AB's gone, we're still going to pull the motherfucking shit. Okay. So I am working with the Naked Heart Tarot. It's an amazing indie tarot that I got off Etsy. I'm in love with it. It's fantastic. It is by, just in case you want to know, Jillian Wild. And I'm going to pull the tarot for each person, and you're going to pull the oracle for each person. And we thought this would be fun and funny because you are the card that we pull, bitch. Okay? So let's pull a card for AB, even though he ain't here no more.
Yes, let's do that.
And whoever gets the tower, whoever's death, I'm sorry, fuck you. Okay. If you get something in the sword suit, or you're the tower, sucks to be you, my friend.
Amber said she's going to be the tower.
I'm gonna be the tower. And when Amber comes on, I'm gonna draw the motherfucking tower. That is
And
you.
don't forget, while Brittany's shuffling, don't forget, please stick around in the episode. We have like a massive announcement. It's not clickbait. We really have a huge announcement coming towards the end of the show. Like, you're not going to want to miss it. Like, for real, this isn't clickbait.
I bought YouTube and I'm going to own it now.
Right.
I bought YouTube and I'm kicking you all motherfuckers off.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, do not forget, in the description is the Discord for the Wine and Witchcraft community Discord. There's an invite link. Click it. Join the Wine and Witchcraft Discord.
If you are not familiar with Discord, neither am I. Bear with me and Justin together. We will make it through. We'll figure it out. You know, I was kind of like, ew, Discord. I don't get it. I don't know what it is. I don't want it. But, you know, honestly, I'm going to give it a try. Maybe I can figure it out. Maybe I can just click around and figure it out because it sounds like a wonderful thing. Okay, AB Witch Journal, you are your card, motherfucker. The cards are flying. Oh, you're the 8 of Wands. You are the 8 of Wands, my friend. That is a card all about you. Let me pull up the guidebook. I love this deck, honestly, just to kind of show you some of the deck. Oh, that's upside down. She does like pictures, but with drawing, like pencil drawing as well. Like it's just so cool. I just absolutely love her artwork. So anyway, 8 of Wands. Let's see what's going on.
Witchy Jim said we need to chug or take a shot every time they say announcement.
I know, right? Energy shift, action and movement. Oh, he is. We're all going to be up in Orlando, is what this is telling me. When I remain open to the energy that flows through me, it bends, transforms, and releases at rapid speed as I willingly choose to drop into this flow with ease and swiftness of grace. I consciously shift my energy as it unfolds, transmutes, and transforms as I harness the power of direction of change that is being offered to my soul. My inner being of light effortlessly transforms with resilience and alters my state of beginningness. So that is AB's tarot card for the show. That is where he's at. That is who he is. What do you got for his oracle pull?
It's beautiful. I have the pine cone, which is
Okay.
all about opening up your third eye and leaning into new perspectives, to let your intuition lead the way and to know that you are on the right path forward.
Which goes along with mine.
Beautifully. It goes along beautifully. Oh my God.
That
Okay.
is AB.
Amazing.
That is your card pull for you. Okay, so where we at now? We at the next peoples, or what? Where we going?
We need one more guest to show up in the green room, and then we can go on to the next guest.
That's right.
But so that's fantastic. Again, join the Discord. I'm getting notifications on my phone that people are joining the Discord, so that's perfect. That's perfect. AB said that's what I needed to hear. Thank you.
Yes.
You're so welcome.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I want to gobble him up. I love him. He's so amazing.
He has such good energy. He really does.
He's great. And I just kicked myself in the ass. Like, he lived in Orlando the whole entire time I lived there. Like, what the fuck is that all about?
I know.
Shit.
Maple Grove. It is the Southern Gothic Oracle. That's what I'm using tonight. The Southern Gothic Oracle. Brittany and I got this after we went camping.
Yes.
Because it just reminded us of our camping trip. So that is what we are using tonight.
Southern Gothic Oracle. Yep.
But, you know, it is what it is. Witchy Jim said he can't drink and multitask at the same time. Well, you see how I'm doing.
He's never been able to, honestly. I've known Witchy Jim for many years, and he's never been able to freaking multitask.
What are you going to do?
That's like asking him to walk down the street, do a spell, and chew gum at the same time. It ain't going to happen.
Honey, I can barely put a spell together and read an incantation at the same time, okay?
Touche. That's fair.
Let's see. Hermit's Light said, I'm a little late, but congrats on another season. Yes, you both seem so genuine, and I truly enjoy the content. Thank you.
You know, we just had this discussion, and I actually had this discussion with Nina too, because we had a girls' night, and the funny thing is, she's like, girl, you know it's 3:00 where you are. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, we just kept on fucking talking. I think I finished a whole bottle of wine. It was a whole thing. And I was like, the time just flies when you're talking to her. So we hadn't done a girls' night in a while. So we got on here and we're talking. And, you know, I was telling her about wine and witchcraft. And I said, you know, the hardest thing for me is Thursdays, you know, because I work Monday through Thursday, these long 13-hour days. But, you know, and I always say, and I said this to you, Justin, too, before we got in the green room, I said to you, I go, you know, it's taken a toll on me, you know, working all day and then having to come do this show. And I always like say to myself when I'm at work, I'm like, fuck, I can't just go home and go to bed. I have to do one at Witchcraft. But the funny thing is, when I'm amongst my friends like this, when I'm doing the show and I'm watching comments and we're chit-chatting and we're having a good time with a couple glasses of wine, I'm like, fuck my thoughts, you know, 2 hours ago. It is hard, but you know what? I love it. I really fucking do. I love coming on here as much as I complain about doing it on a Thursday and having to work all day. I'm having fun. Are you having fun, Justin? Because I'm having a fucking blast.
I'm having a blast. I'm having a fucking blast.
Yeah, I complain to you, but I'm having a blast.
I even have my OG Wine and Witchcraft shirt on to celebrate.
I'm wearing NASA, okay? I'm lifting off into space. I have to go to the International Space Station to save the Boeing because they can't make it back down. Boeing doesn't know how to make a spaceship.
Or planes.
Or planes. Their doors fly off. They can't even put people into space. Now these poor people are trapped up at the International Space Station because their shit has holes in it. I gotta, I even said send Elon back up there. He'll fucking rescue them.
I mean, you know what I don't get about it is if we did shit like that as normal people that cause people to get injured and killed, we'd be in prison. These major companies, they just get fines and then they just keep operating like no big deal, just flying people thousands of feet up in the air like it's no big deal. I don't
understand why they were going into space exploration when, last year they had a door come flying off their airplane in mid-flight. Boeing, what are you thinking? You can't even make an airplane correctly. Why are you going to send 2 astronauts into space? And honestly, when I heard that rocket was a Boeing, I was like, if I was an astronaut, I would get me the fuck off this shit. Like, you never know what's going to happen. And lo and behold, and then they even said, there are leaks, but the leaks are acceptable. What the fuck is that? The leaks are acceptable? I'm sorry. If there's a leak, I ain't going on. Okay? It ain't happening. So they lift off. I watched it. They lift off. They go into space. There's 2 astronauts on this goddamn rocket ship. They got thrust between their legs and they're fucking going up there. And then halfway in the journey, they're like, oh, there's more leaks. Oh, we're leaking whatever fluid. They couldn't even dock correctly, and I'm like, you guys are fucking morons. Now, Sonny and Cher, whoever the fuck they are, they're stuck up there. They can't make it the way down because it's got too many leaks. I'm like, someone on up. Someone, SpaceX, where you at? They need to be rescued.
And just like Witchy Best Friend is saying, and then the Boeing whistleblowers, how all the whistleblowers are winding up dead.
Yeah.
Like, that's not, like, what is happening here? I don't get it. And they just keep on flying people. It's
I hear
wild.
all the, being on the Space Coast, I'm part of a couple of NASA groups, Facebook groups where a bunch of NASA enthusiasts talk and share their knowledge and shit. And I hear all the tea, and I hear some tea, and I'm like, what the fuck? What is going on?
Okay.
All right, we ready?
We're ready. We have our 2 next guests are in the green room. Get ready. They are here. We have one who is a rock and roll whore. She's a dirty ass piece of shit. And then we have an Australian slutty little McGee. Now, I do want to let you know about the Australian. We're going to spill some tea. She does murder kangaroos on the weekend. And she's in her witchery. So let's welcome.
Early in the morning on her voice memos, we can hear her slaughtering the kangaroos. So, it's a thing.
What does a kangaroo sound like when it's slaughtered? I don't know.
Maybe she can tell us.
Maybe she can tell us. Let's welcome Dreamtime Tarot and Owlvine Green. Hello, honeys.
Hello, rock and roll.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Pro Girl said, "What have I walked into?"
I love the amount of purple we have going on that side.
Yes, I know.
That side of the screen. There's so much purple. I love it. I love it.
Is that what I sound like during sex? I don't know. I'll have to ask.
I have to ask.
I'll record it next time. It'll be posted in the Wine and Witchcraft community page. Exclusive Wine and Witchcraft community, honey.
So we've had both, Miss Owlvine and Dreamtime Tarot Nina on the show on multiple occasions because I think Nina's been on twice. Mm-hmm. I think Owlvine's been on like 2 or 3 times throughout season 4. I think season 3 and 4.
Well, yeah, I think she's been on a couple of times. She's hosted a couple of times. Yeah. I don't know. I can't keep up with how many times Owlvine's been on the show. Like, I don't know, 12.
Oh, 4.
She's just a whore. She just can't get enough.
Pretty much.
Everywhere.
Well, let's start.
The Coven sisters are together. The Coven sisters are back together again.
Yes, the 4 of us.
That's true.
Our whole thing is thinking about back towards the episodes that you guys were on. So let's start off with Nina. Nina's first episode. The thing about Nina's first episode was that we broke her internet cherry as far as online live shows, doing the thing, and it was a blast. And I think that she was, I asked her and I was like, please, will you come on my show?
It was so fun. I had never done it. And so now, eventually I'm going to have to make my own videos. We keep talking about that, but I'm happy being on your show.
And you're
Yeah, no,
here.
it was a good time because I was thinking about, I had the way I had met Nina. Well, Justin and I both had met Nina at the same time. The way we kind of met her, she was a creeper. She was a stalker. She was watching our shit behind the scenes and not letting us know. And so then I opened up this book club, right? And Owlvine joins and Nina joins, and well, Nina tried to join and I denied her the first time because I know who the fuck she was.
Denied me a few times.
Right.
I'm like, I'm
So
just
then
gonna
she
keep
messaged me
requesting.
like,
I don't care.
she's like, can I be in your club? So and then she joins the book club, and then the book club blows up and we all start talking. We get to know Nina a little bit more, and I just fell in love with her. She's just the most wholesome person. And it was a great thing. And when it came time to have her on the show, I'm like, I think she'd be great to have on the show, but she's not really internet or live show or video savvy. What should we do? And Justin and I came up with this great idea to do music and witchcraft because she comes from a musical background. She's magic. She's married. She's magic. She is magic. She's married to a lead singer of a band. So I was like, so she's been around music more than half her life. So I'm like, it would be great to have her do, because we all do music and witchcraft, right? We all do it to some degree of some sort, whether it's classical or it's, Stevie Nicks or it's drumming or it's rock or whatever it is. There's something that makes you feel witchy. And I'm like, let's touch that, even drums or, any kind of sound magic that we do, even from cleansing your space and ringing a bell, just sound. And it was great to kind of talk about that because I think we all do it as witches, but no one ever talks about sound and music in witchcraft because it's kind of like an important piece for many people. So it was a great show.
Oh, absolutely. Music, like you said, is enchanting. And as we talked about before, songs can be spells. And we sing, we chant, we drum, we raise energy. Music raises energy together. At least I do. I charge all my candles with music, depending on what the intention is. And so I'll just crank that music over and over and over as I dress a candle, as I work on it, as I light it. And I let it go.
I love that. I absolutely love that. What about you, Owlvine? How much do you use music in your practice?
I wouldn't say I'm hugely like a musical witch, but I use music a lot to set mood. In my space, but also in any other aspect of life or whatever. I find music is hugely powerful for that. And I think we all experience that. So I love it for setting a mood. So I do have a couple of specific songs that I will use for specific things. So I've got one that I always use for like a deeper kind of primal ritual and things like that. So there's a few songs that I've got, but otherwise it's kind of more like a general mood. What do I need? Rock music is amazing for like power, or like Stevie Nicks or something like that is awesome to just like be in that like witchy flow. And it's a different artist, and yeah, that's how I do.
Yeah. What about you, Justin?
I mean, I do to set the mood, but I do like a good bell ringing. I like to use my bell a lot in my witchery, particularly to cleanse or just to wake up energy. But I mean, I don't really listen to music when well, that's not necessarily true. Sometimes I do when I'm actually like creating spell work or moving magic. But usually it's just for like getting me in that vibe, like getting me ready to like make the magic. Sometimes you just need like your energy level raised. You know what I mean? And sometimes you need to be in a right state of mind. So you got to pick that perfect song to like make you angry or make you feel sexy or to make you feel powerful.
Yes.
And, it just helps raise that energy. So, I mean, music's a very powerful thing just on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? It can change your morning, change how you approach the day.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely beautiful. But when we did that, I was like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? Witchery and music. But it all worked out.
I remember you telling me that. You're like, I can't relate to that. And I go, wait till the episode starts and we all start talking. You'll realize that you relate more than you think you do. And we
Yeah.
started talking sound, just sound in general, hums and drums and things like that. And then we kind of got into like different songs and artists and pop music and rock music and jazz and all those things, and how influential they are in your day-to-day life. Because we all know that, can you imagine a planet without music or sound of any kind, as far as that's concerned? It would be the most boring, dull. I think we'd all kill ourselves, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
You know, we cease to exist. You know, if it plays that much of an impact in your muggle life, as it were, can you imagine what it would be like when we find that music that jives with us? Like Owlvine was saying, to set that mood, to get in that space before you start that spell work. That's huge, because you have to mentally kind of be in that space. You know, and I know there's a lot of people that seek out certain drumming that will just have like low key in the background while they're actually doing their spell work. So for me, I'm kind of mixed between Nina and Owlvine and you, Justin, where I will do the mood thing, get in the mood with, you know, Stevie or drumming or, you know, something like that. But there are times, if, you know, I need to have Stevie 100% playing 100% in the background while I'm actually mixing ingredients or whatever, and doing the incantation. There are some times where I'm feeling, you know, for, you know, Guns N' Roses, I'm feeling rock, I'm feeling, you know, that nostalgia from my childhood from the 80s and 90s. And there's sometimes I'm like, you know what, a Celine Dion song would sound really good right now. You know what I mean? Like, you just, it's really weird where your magic takes you, where you just kind of want to pop on something. How many times have you guys been like in the grocery store, right? And a song from your childhood from like the 80s, 90s, or early 2000s comes on in the grocery store or wherever, and you're like, oh, I forgot about this song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that magic, that feeling that song brings you back to. It does the same thing in magic, you know? So
Yeah.
it's kind of one of those
it absolutely creates or brings you back to that good memory, hopefully good memory. But, you know, there's songs for every occasion. You can use a song for banishing, too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one of my favorite episodes ever of the whole show in 4 years is the one with Owlvine when we were all high and drunk as hell. That was a
great episode.
That was hilarious.
That is my favorite. Probably it is in my top 3 favorite episodes that we've ever done, just because it was so unhinged, and it was like watching 3 toddlers trying to navigate the internet for an hour and a half. It was so much fun. Like, I still will sometimes go back to that episode, and just the intro itself just kills me. I just done.
You guys left it on me. Okay, first of all, someone who doesn't get high at all, like really at all, you know, and I've got plenty of it, but I just don't use it. You know, and I'm sitting there like, you guys are like, okay, we're in the green room, like, okay, Brittany, it's your turn to open the show. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna say? I'm fucking high as a fucking shit. And you're like, I don't know, think of something. And I like try to do the Afro Man song, and it was just disastrous because I couldn't stop giggling. And then you guys are all going with the flow, you know, and acting all fucking straight. And I'm thinking over here, high as a kite. And you're like, so Brittany, what do you think? And I'm like, huh?
At one point, Owlvine said, "Okay, I'm taking the wheel."
Uh-huh.
Do I need to do this?
It was hysterical.
The answer is yes. Yes, you do. It's so true that that was just so much fun. And I don't know what we were thinking, but I mean, it was so fantastic. It was so much fun. The audience loved it. So it was all worth it. But like in the moment, I'm like, oh my God, this is never going to end. How are we going to get through this? I don't know how we're going to do it.
You know, it was so funny. Sorry.
What?
I was going to say, because we got a book for it, right? We got the High Magic book. And I actually just went through it just the other day, because when I go through books, I will highlight quotes and whatever. And then I go back through them at a later date and write them all down. Anyway, so I'm going back through it. I'm like, there is so much good shit in this book. We didn't talk about fucking any of it.
No. I told you. I said, I was like, listen, bitch. You guys were like, I don't know. The book is just kind of eh. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I can't read it because I'm high as shit, but this page right here is good.
Yeah, and Owlvine or Brittany sent it to me, and I was like, okay, great. I think I read like the first chapter, and I was like, I don't care. I just want to get high for this episode. I don't really care about this book. I have nothing to add to this conversation. I'm just here to get high and enjoy and laugh. If you missed that episode, I believe it's in season 3, and it's called witches under the influence, if I'm not mistaken.
Because
is what it's
the whole
called.
main point of the episode, those of you who are new to the show, was to showcase that, hey, it's okay to smoke a little ganja, you know, when you practice witchcraft, or even, you know, under the influence. We're talking about alcohol as well. You know, we were just talking about things that influence your state of mind to bring you to a different space. And we all decided that we were going to come to the show as an example of what not to do.
Right. So I wanted to ask Owlvine, you know, nobody really knows who you are. So what was it like to come on Wine and Witchcraft and finally people know and realize how great you are?
The bushes parted. You got to know a little bit of who I am. It was amazing. I really felt like I have not spoken enough in public over the last 8 years for people to know who I am. So I'm glad I had this opportunity. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm gonna pee myself. You guys keep on making me laugh. So Nina, popping your cherry and getting on the internet and coming on and talking about witchcraft. How was it for you? Because I know you were really nervous because you hadn't made videos. You know, you had been a watcher of YouTube. You had made videos. You really didn't know how to approach the situation. Plus, the way, you know, your life is a little bit different, and you kind of are very closed booked for a good reason. So you were kind of opening that book just a little bit. How did that feel for you to come on Wine and Witchcraft and be like, whoop, book's open?
Well, I was really nervous because I am kind of a private person.
Right.
And yeah, that was the first time it's on the internet, it's there. So whatever you say is going to be there forever. So I don't know. I felt good though, because it's been my path for a long time. And I love you guys. It's like family. You're my family.
Right.
So it was great. And afterwards, it kind of opened a few doors, and I kind of opened up more to my family about my craft. And that's been really good.
Yeah, I recently found out that you were just like, yeah, I'm a witch.
Yeah,
I'm a witch.
my sisters,
Yeah, and that's, and I love hearing these stories.
Yeah.
Right, you know, and I love hearing these stories about how Wine and Witchcraft has changed your life in some sort of way, whether it's, you know, learning something, meeting someone new that you didn't know existed because of the show, you know, or, you know, coming out of your shell and making a YouTube channel, or had a YouTube channel and it blew up. You know, I love hearing these stories about how it influenced you in some sort of way. And that's awesome to hear, because I was nervous for you too, because you were like, I don't know. But it was a fantastic episode. And then you were on again. What was the second episode you were on for?
It was the four of us, I believe. Wasn't it Coven Sisters, about meeting people online and being friends and having real friends online? And then, you know, I've gotten to meet you, Brittany, but I haven't met either one of you yet. And we're going to do that eventually.
Yep. Yeah, but there is instances where you meet someone online that is genuine, is a real person, not a catfish or anything like that, that you can actually meet off the computer, and they're just absolutely amazing. I mean, Justin and I met this way, is how we became besties, was because of this. And now Nina and now we plan on all four of us at some point, once she's done with her kangaroo farm, she's going to come over to the US and we're all going to do all four of us. But yeah, I mean, people get kind of weary about the internet these days. It is 2024 and things are a little scary, but there are instances where we're all real people, loving, awesome, caring people that end up being best friends. So it's a great thing.
It is.
And we were all in book club together. We got to know each other there too. That was wonderful while it lasted.
While it lasted, yep.
While it lasted.
It was good.
It was good.
Why don't we pull cards, Brittany?
Yes.
Okay, so we should do Nina or Owlvine first. Who do you want to do first?
Let's do Nina first.
Okay, so Nina's
top today.
Nina's card. Yeah, she's on top.
She's the top.
She's the top.
I'm the bottom, baby. Give it to me.
We love a good power bottom.
I love a bottom.
Oh, yes. All right. Naked Heart Tarot. What does it have to say about Miss Nina? All right. Just kind of feeling the Nina vibe. Where am I going? Thinking about Nina. All right. Oh, okay. We have got the Six of Wands. So we have got I don't know if it's going to focus. It's going to be stupid and not focus, but it's got a horse here. And then it comes up to the 6 of Wands.
I did that.
So let's look up the 6 of Wands for Miss Nina.
She needs a horse cock.
That's basically what it's saying. Is Jizzy home? Is Jizzy home this weekend?
He's in the other room.
Oh, Ben, there you go. After you get off this show, tell him you got.
Apparently, he's hung like a horse. So there you go.
Evidently, Jizzy is hung like a horse. So that's where we're going with this one. All right, 6 of Wands, rising up, praise and honor. I am the embodiment of victory, and when I close my eyes and feel the energy reside within, it is a conscious clue that I can recreate this feeling at any time. It is this energy that gives me the confidence to rise to new heights of my own will. When I truly claim this energy of my own, it gives me the inner acceptance to feel worthy of being noticed. It is my opinion of myself that matters the most. And when I fall into alignment and value my self-worth, I truly stand in my power. Those who radiate on the same vibrational level will gravitate to me with supportive energy. So that is you. That is your
I love it.
card.
To me, that's
Perfect.
telling me I need to start making videos. I need to push forward.
Yes,
with my
we've been
craft.
telling you that since last season.
I know. It takes me a long time. That's what
When I see Jizzy
That's
next
the
month,
victory.
I'm gonna have some words.
You'll see him. You'll see him at SeaWorld.
I will. I'll see him at SeaWorld and be like, listen, we need to have a little talk.
For your oracle, I pulled roots.
Ooh.
So
that's
there's a
nice.
whole long thing, but I'm just going to read the last part. So the keywords on here are influence and support. So it says the word roots may simply remind you of family roots and traditions. If you're feeling helpless or lost, just remember to ask yourself, what wisdom can I carry from my elders to give me the strength I need to succeed in this life and to believe in myself to do what I know is best?
Love it.
That
They
works.
go well together.
Yeah.
They do.
Mhm.
You know what you need to do? Dust out that camera, bitch.
I'll just take this one. Jizzy, go get something else. Fine now.
You don't need the camera, babe. I'm using
Yeah.
it, okay? All right, let's pull for Owlvine.
Love getting my cards pulled.
I know it's fun.
Yes.
I feel like we need to have a hangout because I feel like it's been forever since I talked to you, Owlvine. I do.
It has been. I
It's
miss
been
you.
too long.
Yes. Let's do one all together. That would be a blast.
We do. We need the things. We need all the things.
I'd love that.
Okay. The Purple Queen. Vogue. What is up with this suit today? And I have shuffled the shit out of these cards. You got the same as Abwitchjournal. So there's that. You got the 8 of Wands. I don't know what is up with these cards, but I shuffled the shit out of these, and I've already given the explanation of the 8 of Wands. So just if you want to pull for
I did.
Fine. I dropped the
So
card.
she got Blue Moon. It's all about second chances and magic.
Oh.
So it says the blue moon is a rarity. So when it appears to you, it's time to pay close attention. You are called to strengthen your intuition, invoking the celestial feminine power of the moon to assist you with the ebb and flow of your emotional tides. If a full moon is present at the time of your reading, the message of this card is especially poignant. You have been presented with a second chance in your life. Face it head on.
Fuck. All right.
That's deep. That's some deep shit.
Some deep shit with some quick moving energy. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Fun.
Okay. Well, what time is your time slot till?
I think 10, but they're good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we don't have the next guest in line just yet. So, with that being said, I'm going to ask a question to each one of you, the same question. Owlvine, where has your practice been going in the past couple of months? Where are you at? What you been working on? What you doing that you want to share?
What am I doing that I want to share? At the moment, I'm focused on connecting in with my practice in a really heart-centered way. I think that's the way to put it. So I'm really going deeply intuitive at the moment. Not that I haven't always had a strong sort of intuitive side to my practice, but now I'm just like I've consumed a lot of, you know, other people's practice and ideas and things and blah, 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 blah. And I find that there's just stages where I need to step away from that. So for my work, I feel it's very important for me to continue educating myself because I'm educating other people. So I can't just be like, hey, here's my ideas. I want to have like firm, like, here's the thing for you. But stepping away from that a little in my own craft, again, not that it hugely comes into it, but I find mentally sometimes they can get a bit convoluted, tied together. So that's just my practice at the moment, that focus, just going intuitive. And I'm not pre-planning anything really, unless I kind of need to. So I'm just like going to my altar and going, okay, like where are we flowing in this right now? So I feel like I'm in a kind of consolidation stage, I think, in my practice right now. So that's what's going on. And I actually am having a lot of Corvid energy come through. So we have a lot of ravens around here. So there are crows and ravens, as you guys know, and we have 5 different breeds in Australia. We have 3 different ravens and 2 different crows, but our ravens actually behave like crows do elsewhere in the world. So for you guys, ravens are usually very solitary creatures, whereas down here they hang out together. Anyway, so the last probably 2 weeks, I've had every day crows outside, just like I can hear them all day long. And there's another bird called the carawong, so it's an Australian bird, and it actually looks like a crow, but it has a little bit of white on its wings and its tail. And there have been this week only, like I hardly ever see them. But there have been, I don't know how many of them, at least 5 or 6, maybe more, singing all day long. So I feel like I'm going on this bird journey. I don't know, this black bird journey going on at the moment, which has just kind of begun. I'm being called into that kind of mystery and magic. And so we'll see where that goes.
But you also got to remember, it's the opposite season from us in America.
Exactly.
So that kind of correlates with that time of season for you because you're in winter right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was really funny because I had a patient that came up and she's like, I just came back from Australia, from vacation in Australia. She's like, it was so cold compared to here. I'm like, well, duh, it's winter there. She's like, oh, you knew that? I'm like, one of my best friends.
I know a lot of things about Australia, actually.
I know. You know, so that's really, really interesting that the whole bird thing is kind of in your practice right now. That's really interesting to hear about. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
So where's the kookaburra? Where's the kookaburra fall? Like,
so kookaburras don't live where I live. They live more up in the hills. So I've done a few videos and things in that beautiful area with the forest and all of that. They live up there and many other places, of course. Yeah, but there is none down here. Which is a bit of a oh, actually, is that true? Sometimes you get them in, like, if there are bigger park areas and things like that, there might be one in there or something like that. But I think they like a much larger sort of habitat. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love the kookaburra's laugh. It makes me laugh. All right, Nina, what's going on in your practice?
Well, mine, basically a little different. I was feeling a little stagnant a little while back, like just things weren't moving. The energy just, at least in my witchy room and in my practice, just wasn't there. So I did a complete overhaul. I took everything out. I cleansed all my altars. I redid everything. I raised new energy. I did some sound cleansing. I did the whole thing. And then I started working, of course, on tarot. Tarot is daily for me because it's my passion. But I started working on manifestation and manifesting, you know, financial abundance and manifesting certain things. And I tell you, I did it. I manifested a car.
Yes, she did.
I mean,
I didn't want to say anything. I was like, I know the tea, but I wasn't going to spill the tea.
Yes,
she did. She manifested a motherfucking car, and a beautiful one at that.
And you all can do it too. But I had to change
for $19.95.
Yeah, I had to change up that energy, and it really made a difference. It really did. So, and I worked at it, and it all came together. And it came together when it started happening. It was happening within 5-6 days.
Amazing.
I was working on it a long time before that, but then I could see the signs. I'm going, oh, there's that car. There's that car I want. There's that car I want again. So it all just happened. So
That is fucking awesome.
Working with the
That's
universe.
beautiful.
Yes.
And don't forget, she had to manifest the husband as well, because the husband had to be.
That was kind of a big part of it too.
I
give him credit. It's part of my manifestation. Yeah.
To be in the right mind to be like, you know what? Yes, let's do that thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's great.
So Nina, someone asked, what kind of card did you manifest?
It is I don't know the whole title. It is a RAV4 something. It's like a mini SUV, but it's pretty big. I mean, it's nice. Yeah, and it's almost brand new and low miles, and it was perfect condition. They just couldn't even.
And it's the same color as my car, which is funny because it's that candy apple red. It's a Toyota RAV4, but it's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, they call it, what is it? Ruby Flare Pearl is the name of the color, if you can believe that.
Oh,
wow. Gorgeous.
Perfect.
So pretty.
Yeah.
What a name.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me witchcraft isn't real. Convince me otherwise.
No, it is.
You can't.
And other than that, just reading the books and doing divination and the usual witchy stuff. Burning stuff.
All the witchy things.
Yes, love to burn.
Well, thank you guys for coming on. As always, my beautiful witchy sisters. It's so lovely to see your faces.
Happy season finale.
Yay!
So until next time, or until an hour from now, we will see you guys later.
And there was the husband peak. Did you see the peak? The husband peak. I saw the husband peak. I saw that.
He did.
You know why I saw that?
Good thing he had clothes on. So.
Well, you know what your card said, Nina. You get to it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's
it.
Love you.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Oh God, that's funny. Oh.
So, do we have time before our next guest for me to take a quick pee break?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm lifting off like a space shuttle.
Lifting off like a space shuttle. Somebody said something about manifesting a better job. Okay. And then I think, who was it? I think Karen said she needs to manifest another place to live. Oh God, I hate moving. That's the thing I hate the most in life is moving. It's awful. Hello, Gemini. I'm going to manifest a man who calls. Okay. I've officially finished the first bottle. I'm a bottle down, bitches. I am a bottle down. Honey. Okay.
Well,
I'm going to take a pee break.
You get a pee break? Okay, I'll talk while you go on pee break. So my bathroom is like right across the hall here. Actually, no, Justin's is right across the hall too. So, I still can't believe we're fucking doing 4 season finales. This is crazy. This is crazy, y'all. Like, I can't believe this. I am so excited that you guys have all come out on a Thursday nonetheless. Some of you have to work tomorrow. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day of being a mom, being a dad, working crazy ass hours, keeping a roof over your head, that whole thing. It's crazy. And I thank you guys so much for taking the time out to have a drink with us and celebrate 4 fucking seasons of this shit show. I will admit, when I first started doing Wine and Witchcraft, it was my baby. I started on my channel, and I would have guests on every once in a blue moon. And then Justin came on, and everybody fucking loved it. And I was like, you know what? You're the new co-host. And you're going to co-own this motherfucking shit with me. And he's like, excuse you? And I'm like, yes, bitch. So he came on with me, and here we are 4 years later. And every time we've ever collabed on something in the past, it's always been like, yay! So we're like, oh, this ain't gonna work out. We'll do like a season or 2. Now we're here 4 fucking years doing this shit. What the fuck?
It's shocking, honestly. Completely and utterly shocking.
I have to say, Zebulon is right. I fucking live for this little shit show. We do too. We do too,
We
because
do.
there's so many times that we come on to the show where I've been working all day, or Justin's been working all day, or Justin's gonna work tomorrow, whatever the situation may be. Our lives are in chaos, and we're like, we're not prepared. We're not prepared. Well, you know what? It's a fucking shit show. So who fucking cares if we're not prepared? Let's just fucking go live.
Let's just fucking do it.
Our biggest
Also-
key. Our biggest key is just being honest and genuine, and just bringing witchcraft from our experience and our guest experience, and just having fun and laughing while we do it.
Whether we fuck up, we get it right sometimes, we get it wrong sometimes. Hey,
Yep.
that's the human experience. What you gonna do? Happy season finale. Thank you. Thank you so
Well, what was that about
much.
moonshine? Whoa, what was that about moonshine? Is she drinking moonshine? Who's drinking moonshine?
Someone said moonshine.
Oh, it's aging
Michelle
like
is
fine
drinking like fine
moonshine.
moonshine.
I'm like, bitch, are you drinking moonshine? Bitch, I know you in Texas. You drinking moonshine? That shit ain't legal.
Honey, that moonshine will put you on your ass. I'll tell you that right now.
The same thing. I bought the moonshine because it's, the actual real shit is illegal, but the dumbed down shit you can get in stores. So I bought the dumbed down shit after watching that show Moonshiners. And I love the show. It's fucking hilarious. Where they illegally go in the woods and make moonshine, like the real shit. So I'm like, I'll go buy the dumbed down shit. And that shit was still knocking on your ass. It was the one with the cherries in the bottom or whatever. So I bought that shit. I'm like, how bad could it fucking taste? It's got cherries in it. That shit's like rubbing alcohol. Holy fuck. Like my innards were like on the outards, But like I eat the cherries, they're all full of fucking moonshine. I'm eating the cherries and it knocks on your ass. So I'm thinking to myself, if this is the dumbed down version, these people making stills in the woods.
We had moonshine. A friend of ours years ago used to make homemade moonshine, and we went over there one year for our New Year's. This was probably like 8 or 9 years, maybe even longer than that, like 10, 11 years ago. And Rachel, we had never had moonshine, and so Rachel was getting the cherries out of the bottom and eating them. And you should not eat the fruit. She was literally like vomiting, like she got alcohol poisoning. And the guy who makes it's very country. He's like, "You dumb bitch, why the fuck are you eating the fruit? You don't eat the fruit. It soaks up all the alcohol." She was like, "Yeah, I'm never doing that again."
Oh God. That whole thing brings us into the next guest, actually. That whole thing about the moonshine, that was a good call, because that brings us right into the next guest. We had this guest on. We were really curious about something, right? We were like, this girl can answer all our fucking questions and more. Not to mention that she's kind of from where I'm from, and us people have to say, us massholes are gonna kind of stick together. So it's kind of one of those things. When I met her and she met me, it was kismet, and in the end, it blew up, and I was just like, this girl is fucking fantastic. I could listen to her talk all day about what the fuck ever. So we had her on a show about ayahuasca. One of those things, well, ayahuasca and a couple other things, but ayahuasca is one of those things that people are like, oh, I would love to do that, but it's kind of iffy. It's kind of scary. I'm like, well, maybe we can have her on to kind of tell her experience about that and different kind of travel under the influence of different things that a lot of people are curious about. And we learned a lot, right, Justin? We learned a lot from this guest. A lot. And we had her on with one of her best friends, and the two of them together was just a great combo for knowledge. So with that being said, let's welcome our next guest from season 4, Amber Catalyst.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Congratulations, you guys. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I can't believe it. Wow. I'm so happy to be here too. Oh my goodness. I'm so pleased and blessed and so grateful.
Oh, thank you.
I love
We're
it.
so happy to have you. You're so sweet and so knowledgeable. And the episode you came on was so insightful. People really, really enjoyed that conversation. Because I don't think there's a lot of people talking about it, at least not in this segment of the community, with that kind of information. So people really ate it up. It was really insightful. I enjoyed it a lot.
I think part of it for a lot of the community was that everybody was curious, but they had never met someone who was so knowledgeable, who had been through it. So we got a lot of great feedback from that show because it was wholesome, it was honest, it came from the heart, but there were also a lot of moments that our heartstrings were pulled, and it just brings us back down to that humanity level. And I think that that was a huge thing for Wine and Witchcraft and its audience, and that's why we absolutely fucking adore you and are so happy that we got to have you on this season.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank
What was it
you.
like for
Thank
you,
you.
Amber,
And
to
if
come on?
anybody,
What
I'm
was
sorry,
it
what
like
was
for
that?
you? What was it like for you to be on the show? Because it was like your first live show, right?
I think, I had been on a tarot card show before, but you guys were my second, definitely, and more where I was talking. But it was great. You know, I always am open to talk about my ayahuasca experiences, mushroom experiences, things like that. And I feel like what a lot of people are looking for in witchcraft with the traveling are those dimensions that are more easily accessible when you're using said substances. And
Right.
it's just really nice to share and make that available for people, because I know a lot of people have interest, but it's a very like underground. The plant medicine thing is very underground. If anybody is curious, feels called to ayahuasca, just know there is a Reddit thread or a subreddit group called, it's just r/ayahuasca. You can find people sharing their experiences, sharing like destinations that they've gone to receive the medicine and whether it was good or bad. And so there's tons of information out there. I am curious, how are you guys feeling with like all this energy in the world right now? Are you guys feeling like overwhelmed and like attacked?
Well, you know, I can add my 2 cents and adjust into a different version. You know, the great thing about our friendship, and I think that goes for us too, Amber, is that, you know, we appreciate each other's views, which a lot of people can't do these days. People cannot adult and say, you know, let's just say for sake of conversation, Democrats and Republicans, someone's trying to change someone. There's never like, hey, I don't agree, but I see you. I got you, but like, I don't agree. This is my view. There is none of that. And I think the beautiful thing about the three of us, or even just the two of us or whatever, is that we have the ability to do that. And I think for me, the biggest thing about the chaos in the world that's going on, especially with politics in the United States, just, you know, the earth the way it is as far as all the countries involved, is I've gotten to the point, and my husband kind of gets annoyed by this, but I've gotten to the point where I withdraw myself. And the only reason I think I do that is because I can't deal with some of the thrown at you opinions, not facts, and I can't decipher who's throwing at me an opinion or who's throwing at me a fact, because the way society is so digital now is that everything sounds so, this is a fact and not an opinion. And so I can't decipher who's telling the truth and who's not. Now, as far as politicians is concerned, you know, I'm voting for Beavis and Butthead. Okay, so that's TP for everybody's bunghole at this point. You know, I can't decipher who the fuck is telling me the truth. I mean, Biden's whacked out, Trump's whacked out. So I'm like, you know, and I've decided not to vote anymore. That's as far as American politics is concerned. As far as the world is concerned, you know, I've got a 20-year-old and I've got an 11-year-old at home, and I'm watching them grow up and thinking about, I know all parents do this, watching them grow up and thinking like, why weren't they like me? Why weren't they like in my generation? And thinking about things the way I think about things. The generation now is so different, where I've got a 20-year-old who doesn't have a job right now because he's waiting for his right job. He doesn't want to have a job for 6 months, because if he doesn't like it after 6 months, he might quit or get fired. He's waiting out for his like dream job. You're 20 years old. You need fucking money. You get a fucking job. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is. Not to mention, I have people, and I was talking to my rad tech today about this, is these people coming to urgent care for a hangnail or a cold. bitch, when we had a hangnail, we had a cold in the 90s or the 80s, we just took some, NyQuil, DayQuil, whatever, brought some cough drops to school and went to fucking school. We had a hangnail, we got some fucking trimmers and cut the shit off. Like, and these people come into urgent care for that, and I'm thinking the world is just changing in such a way that I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I'm seeing countries, and I read this in a witchcraft magazine that was talking about different cultures in a part of the world. Is a lot of these countries are saying witchcraft, they're killing people over it. They're like, no, we're gonna slaughter you. You would believe in witchcraft, you're done. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on in the world where you can't have freedom of speech, freedom of religion? Different countries are saying that witchcraft isn't real and killing people over it. It's just it's absolute madness to grow up in this era where things are just so fucking fucked that I've just taken a stance where, like, I'm backing away. I can't deal. It's too much. That's where I'm at with the world right now. Justin, where are you at with the world right now?
I just feel lost. I don't know. I just think I think we're in a transitional state just as a society as a whole. I just think we're in a huge transitional place. So I think that's where everybody is kind of, regardless of what your political views are, your social views, everybody's just so supercharged. And I don't think anybody, regardless of what side of anything you're on, I just don't think people want to listen to each other anymore. I think that's really the detriment to any sort of society, is people don't want to listen. They just want things to be their way. And there's also like this philosophical question that is being asked, because our country is so young and a lot of civilizations go through these changes around a couple hundred years old, which we are in America. And so there's typically this huge societal change that happens, and it's abnormal for us as Americans because we are such a young country. And I think everyone's just trying to find their place. And then also a lot of, the generations before us were having kids younger. Our generation was having kids younger. And now that generation is waiting. They're realizing they don't need to have children. So there's a lot of push and pull about societally who we are, how we identify as Americans. And for good or bad, a lot of the world looks to America for social and political influence. And I think that kind of leads to this kind of, everyone's in an uproar, everybody's kind of lost, everybody's like war hungry and blood hungry. And I think that's where we're at overall. It's exhausting, honestly. It's exhausting.
Where are you at?
I've been withdrawing into myself too, just all the external stimuli. And in doing that, like really going into myself, I've been paying attention to my mind. And I had like a really big realization that brought me a lot of peace, because I just wanted to find my peace. I want to exist. I want to be peace. And I found that the more I was paying attention to my mind, that these streams of consciousness that were coming in, like not all of these thoughts and ideas and feelings that I had coming in were even my own. And then I started to understand that I am actually the one who is watching, observing, and judging my own thoughts. So I've reconnected back into like my higher self, into the watcher of myself. And it has really helped. Just, when a thought comes in and it's overwhelming, just be like, nope, not today. And yeah, that's how I've been dealing with, I'm a total hermit right now. Like people in my area are just going batshit, it seems. So it's just kind of staying home and, taking care of my mental space and my energies and keeping protections up.
Now, let me ask you, as a mom, because I've been where your kids are, and it's kind of like, as a mom, where do you fear for your children where the world's going to go, or are you excited where the world can change? Are you optimistic, or are you kind of hesitant?
Both. I believe that things are going to get worse before they get better. I do feel like we're going to do away with money completely, the concept of money. I think that's coming to a point where maybe there's this school of thought called Ubuntu. It's an African school of thought, and it's the idea that people, when in small communities where we all care for each other, will naturally fill in roles for the community. And this is not job-based or money-based. So it sounds like communism minus the money. So it's more like, looking at, I would love to see people go to like 75 to 100 people, small neighborhoods where everybody's growing their own foods and sharing, and somebody can fix the plumbing, somebody is the doctor. And it's just a natural thing that we do for each other out of love for each other instead of an incentive, and make all of the amenities. But I do have hope. I lived on a commune farm for a long while, and I saw how things can run disconnected from mainstream society, and just the beauty of witnessing people find themselves and be themselves, and just all of the pressure and stress of it gone. Like we farmed our food. That was our job. It was taking care of our farm, and then the rest of the time was crafting and building and going to explore and cooking. And I really feel like we're reaching a point where all these extra jobs, they're not necessary. And I think we're realizing a lot of things aren't necessary anymore.
Right.
So
And
there's a big shift
so
happening. It's like
true.
a kaleidoscope.
that is so true, and when you think about witchcraft, bringing the way the world is now and bringing witchcraft into it, I find personally, I think you guys can agree, that we're seeing a lot of people leave Catholicism altogether and saying this shit I've been following for the past 14, 25, 35, 85 years is bullshit. Or, I'm just saying bullshit in a general term. That's the way they view it. Or, there's more beyond this Catholicism thing. There's more than what I've been taught or been, the whole church situation. So I'm about to explore more, because you're seeing this influx, right? With the way the world is right now is where the conversation is kind of going, is where the world is right now. You're seeing this influx of people saying, okay, what is paganism? Okay, what is witchcraft exactly, minus like the Hollywood bullshit? You're seeing people get curious, right? And so what's happening on YouTube is a lot of our channels are opening up, because people are coming to us looking for those answers. Like, okay, I'm a Catholic, I'm a Christian, whatever. I still kind of believe in Jesus, but like, can it go further? Is there something within paganism, witchcraft, that can bring me further? Or you see people leaving altogether, going, fuck this bullshit. Like, this is the number one religion. This is the first religion of, human beings. And this is the one that should have been the original from the get-go. And you see people kind of now nitpicking and learning things from our channels. So that influences us as content creators to kind of deliver our knowledge that we've learned in the past 5, 10, 20, whatever years you've been practicing, into that community. So you're seeing this influx of people leave the church. And I think it really has to do with the conversation we're getting started, is the fact that the world is just fucking weird right now. And I think we're all fucking scared, but kind of curious at the same time. Like, okay, we're scared that it could fucking blow up, but we're also kind of like, okay, what else could happen besides that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is scary.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking definitely more of like an omnist mystic approach now. Like I've kind of been like playing around with the term witch, and I just view my views so much broader. I see truth in every path. Everything leads to the same thing. It's different words, and it's whatever resonates with you. Like Jesus resonates with you, that's what you need. Good. Like if it's Hecate, if it's the Morrigan, if it's Cernunnos, whatever works. I think the universe creates that balance, and like attracts like. And I just feel like this whole witchcraft journey, mystic journey, all these spiritual things that people are going on, it's just a journey to find the meaning behind it all.
Why we're here, what the fuck we're doing. Because, I read a story today. I was at work and we had some downtime in between patients, and I clicked on Facebook, and there was a story about the astronauts on the ISS, how they viewed looking at the Earth from the ISS for the first time ever in space. And I'm like, okay, let me read this. And I started reading it, and all these astronauts have, what they have to say is like, they look upon their life on the planet, and they think to themselves how they got so pissed off at a paperclip on the floor. You know, they got so pissed off at the fact that this dude cut him off in traffic. And now here they are, or they got fired from a job. You know, here they are on the ISS, and they're looking out that little porthole window and looking at our planet and going, oh my fucking God. I mean, tears rolling down these astronauts' faces. And it's something to do with the fact it's kind of like how you feel as an adult when you get stuck in a rut, when it's wake up, go to work, come home, cook dinner, go to bed, wake up, and it's the same thing. And as human beings on Earth, we get into that same pattern. I hate Jews because of this. I hate blacks because of this. I hate whites because of this. You get in this pattern of what you're taught and what is repetitive to you. But when you zoom out and you're on that ISS and you're looking down at our planet, tears come rolling down your face. What does that say about our planet, about our race, that all these things that we think are so important really are not important? And these astronauts are coming back to Earth wanting to change the world. They're wanting to change the way human beings think about their planet and, you know, environmental protection. Not just that, but the wars we're having are just fucking stupid. You know, because when you're zooming out, you're like, you're having a war about whose God is whose God. Are you fucking serious? Like, zoom out, you know? And it's one of those things where these astronauts are coming back with a perspective. I just wish that I was reading that news story and I'm like, I wish we could all just leave Earth and look out and then just come back. Because I think things would change dramatically. And I think that the biggest message I want to send for this whole thing is, this whole conversation is, you know, when you think that your life or your small struggles, and I'm saying small struggles, I'm not talking about big struggles, I'm talking about small struggles. You get pissed off because I'm cutting you off in traffic, zoom out. You know, you think, you know, the things that you do that you're stressed out about are so important, zoom out. Think about the big picture. Because I think that we all need to do that right now, especially in the world that we're living in, is zoom out.
Agreed. Yeah. Let's pull some cards for Amber.
What? Oh, the best part? The best part?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably.
All right, Amber. Oh, my fellow masshole.
Wicked Pissa.
That's so wicked, Pissa. I'm pulling cards for Amber. She's so wicked, Pissa.
Oh, you'll love this. I had a feather, right? A feather, and it was a particular bird. And I go up to my boyfriend. I tell him what feather it is, and he didn't understand me. It was a hawk feather. And he's like, "What's a hawk?" He says hawk. He's New York, New Jersey. So, oh my gosh, we had a battle about it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Love it. I get made fun of all the time for saying seltzer water because I can't say. I've lost most of my accent, but I can't say the way they say it down here in Florida. They say seltzer water. I can't. It sounds so stupid when I say it like that. I can't do it. I just can't. So they're like, "Oh, Brittany's Boston is showing." I'm like, "Girl, it's just some seltzer water. Calm down." All right.
I do the same with water fountains. Water fountains are still a bubbler. It's not going to change. It's a bubbler.
Oh, absolutely. And the convenience store is still a packy. Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. Miss Amber's tarot card. Oh, it's not the tower. But
oh no.
It is
Lessons
the motherfucking Three of Swords. I mean, if that isn't gorgeous, I don't know what the fuck is. That is the most gorgeous shit ever. But it is the Three of Swords, this motherfucking bitch. Okay, let's see what the Three of Swords has to say in the Naked Heart Tarot. All right. Swords, where are you? Oh, I just passed you. Three of Swords. Sorrow, sadness, and release. When I tune into my feelings of hurt, they direct me to the thoughts that are linked to the pain. When I get present with this place, it allows me to get curious about what I need to release and let go. As I drop into these feelings and release the pain, it helps make space for new beliefs to emerge and positive thoughts to follow. I recommit to my strength. As the pain shifts, I slowly come back into alignment with what serves my highest best. So that is pretty strong. That's a strong fucking card for a strong fucking woman right there. That's hardcore.
I pulled Nests of Wasps.
Oh.
And it
Nest
said
of
that,
Wasps.
yes, the keywords are teamwork and order. And I'll read the whole thing for you. It says, no matter where you hail from, you can immediately understand why a hive of bees or a nest of wasps would be an inspirational symbol for teamwork. They all have roles to play in order to better the life of the whole colony. In order for their task to be fruitful, they must trust one another implicably. In conjure rituals, wasp nests, which are different from beehives because they focus on the wood pulp, not wax, are often used symbolically as talismans and a variety of spells. For example, a chunk of a mud dauber nest might be included in a mojo bag along with other energetic objects. It might carry the intention to improve business or to drive away enemies. This card offers a very dynamic energy, one that vibrates with life and shared purpose. By surrounding yourself with loved ones, whether for you, that is family or friends or both, you can tap into that shared energetic spirit that connects you all to one another and reach a higher vibration.
I love that.
Thank you. Oh, that was so aligned with what we spoke about. Thank you.
It is.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm like. These readings are so
Whoa.
on to these people, man. We must have the touch lately.
I work with the Morgan, and the Morgan I associate with the Tower card and the Three of Swords. And then the Morgan, I also work with the Wasp animal totem. So that's really
That's fucked,
perfect.
but cool.
That is insane.
It is, right?
It is. Yes. I love that.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you so much, Amber, for coming on. If you have not tuned into Amber's episode, it was, you know what it was, Justin? What episode it was? It was season 4, episode. It was the one about what was the name of the title?
I'm looking at it now.
Herbal medicine.
Herbal medicine magic. Yes.
Herbal medicine magic. Yes. Please tune in if you're curious about any kind of travel. Please tune in and watch her episode. It was, I mean, we had lots of comments on that one, lots and lots of messages about that one. So it was great to have her on to share. You know, we love to share at Wine and Witchcraft the things that people don't talk about freely a lot on message boards and YouTube and stuff. And to talk about those topics, it was key to have her on, and her best friend as well. It was a great episode. It was so much fun. And I think your daughter made an appearance during that show as well. She did.
Oh, and Shay definitely did.
Yeah. All right.
You can check that out. That's episode 8. You can check that out. But thank you, Amber, so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night, you guys, and congrats again.
Oh, thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
Love you.
Bye. And don't forget, the Witchy Discord for Wine and Witchcraft is in the link below. If you guys want to check that out and become a part of the Wine and Witchcraft community Discord, you guys have asked for it. It is here. Okay. Don't forget that. And then here in a little bit, we will be making our big announcement. Both of our guests are in the green room right now, both of our upcoming guests.
Can we hold while I take on the pee break? I broke the seal.
Can't.
Once you break the seal, bitch.
I know. Once you break the seal, it doesn't stop. We have God's Magic in here now. We also have Wicked Capricorn. Hello. Welcome to the show. Chug. Okay, let me finish my little glass here. I'm gonna have to take a pee break. I promise I'm not drunk yet, but I am a little intoxicated. So good. Nothing better than, okay, what is that a chicken dance? What is that?
You're getting something a little different for every episode, you know?
I know, right? Okay, now I'm going to pee.
Okay. So, wait, Justin, did you talk about the Discord yet?
I did, but you can talk about it again. Why not?
Okay. All right. So, you know, we were talking about, you know, when we're not doing live shows where people kind of lie and they live for that next show. So everybody was talking in the last episode how they kind of wanted a place to kind of chat amongst themselves or chat with us, whatever it may be, when the show's not live. So it was a big topic. We talked about it. We voted on it, and everybody wanted a Discord, a Wine and Witchcraft Discord. Now, I'll be first to admit, I don't know anything about Discord at all. I'm pretty much like an old school person. I do Instagram and Facebook, and that's basically it. So it's going to be a whole new ball game for me, but I'm willing to learn it. We have created it, and Ivy the Cultist has been an admin, kind of creating things behind the scenes for us to kind of set it up. So if you guys wish to continue conversating, or conversing in between shows or in between seasons, that's what it's there for. And there's going to be tons of message boards and chit-chatting going on. And I know a lot of you have met each other through Wine and Witchcraft. And if you wish to become part of that Discord, you can get a Discord account, and then join the Wine and Witchcraft Discord, which the link has been left in the description of this live.
Yes. I'm telling you, once you break that seal, it's like, oh my God.
Seriously, here's the thing. With the anniversary shows, we always go past an hour and a half. The show is slotted for an hour and a half. It goes from 9 to 10:30. But anniversary shows, well, you just kind of whatever.
So our next guest, we have both guests because we've been moving kind of fast. So I let them know, go ahead and hop right on in because we're moving ahead of schedule, which is great.
We are.
That's
so the Brittany mating dance. Evidently, my husband says that dance that I did is the Brittany mating dance. It is not. The mating dance more so looks like this. This is the mating dance, and I shit you not.
Oh wow! Someone's had a little bit too much alcohol.
No, that's literally the mating dance. I shit you not.
So our the first guest that's up, I'm not sure if she's ready or not because I don't see her face.
Okay, so wait, you had to refresh my memory because I've been working all week and I don't know what the schedule is. Was it one person, then two people, or two people separate?
It's two people separate. But I don't know if the other person is ready yet. So we'll call. I don't know if she's ready because I don't see her face.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
If she's ready, device
wait.
is not connected. Hold on. I think she's trying to figure it out.
She's working on it.
She's working on it. She's working on things. She's trying to figure it out. There's changes happening.
I'm not drunk, but when I've had a few glasses of wine, the mating dance comes out. Just happens.
I see that. I very much see that. If she's not quite ready yet,
you want to switch them?
Oh, she is. Okay, I see her. Okay. She's here. Okay. I pulled a card for her and I put it away already. Okay. So our next guest is a queen. She is a queen. She is lovely. She is insightful. She is, I just love her. And she sings our praises, and that's the most important thing. No, I'm kidding.
She also sets her hair on fire.
She does set her hair on fire because she's, in addition to being a queen, she is also a dumb bitch. Please tell me.
If you want tips on how to do that, how to be a dumb bitch 101 and not pay attention to where your flame is and where your hair is, this girl's for you. And she's writing a book on you.
Yeah.
Yes, honey. It'll be at a dollar store near you.
Right. Please help us welcome Aradia.
Oh my gosh, you guys have me cracking up.
Hello, beautiful. How are you? Your hair is intact. You're ready to go.
Well, I wasn't ready to go. I couldn't figure out the camera thingy.
She's only been on a couple times, but she can't figure out the camera thing.
Well, when you're drinking tequila.
That's my girl right there. That's my girl.
Okay, let me tell you, I don't drink tequila anymore because when I drink tequila, the hoe comes out. And I was at a college party years ago. I was not in college, okay, and neither was Rachel, but Rachel's cousin was in college at USF. And for whatever reason, we were at a college party. And there was this beautiful girl, and I saw her at the bar in the apartment, and we decided nobody was talking to us, so why don't we just drink together? So that's what we did. We made ourselves Long Island iced teas, never had one before. And then immediately following, the last thing I remember is us sharing the huge bottle of Sky vodka. And all I know is I chased around some guy named Luigi. I don't know. And was drinking and trying to play beer pong. I was crawling up the stairs. Apparently, I made a complete fool out of myself. So ever since then, I do not drink tequila because the bussy wants things that the bussy can't have.
Well, that is an accurate story because I've been drunk with you on many occasions. One, namely New Orleans, and we're walking down. Husband, wife, kids are at the hotel. Justin and I decided to go on a adventure down to Bourbon Street, and we start walking. And I say to Justin, I say, "Hey, let's get a grenade." He goes, "What the fuck is a grenade?" I go, "I don't fucking know, but everybody's talking about it. Let's go get one." So we get a grenade, and we start, and it's small. It's like this long, thin, skinny thing with a grenade at the bottom, and we're like, tastes like fucking like Capri Sun. Like, what the fuck is this shit? We get maybe a half a block, maybe 2 blocks down, and I look over to Justin, I go, "I'm fucking sloshed." He goes, "Yeah, I'm fucking toast." And we were fucking wasted on this grenade, right? So then we have this great idea to go get another one. And I have this video. We finally get back to the hotel. I have this video of Justin on just two grenades, wasted out of his mind, singing about the bayou on his balcony. Oh, it was. I've seen him drunk, and trust me, it's a show.
And I'm a white boy from Florida. What the fuck do I know about the bayou? Not a damn thing. I don't know anything about the bayou.
Oh, it's a great video.
But let me tell you, after 2 grenades, I knew everything about the bayou.
I'm
just done about the bayou. That's what he was saying.
I turned into an angry drunk drinking tequila. I remember one time I was at my friend's house. She had like a house party. So it was one girl from the job, a coworker that I couldn't stand. So a couple of drinks in, I reach over there was like this display of pebble rocks. I reach in and grab the rocks, and I throw the rocks at the girl, and she's like, "What the fuck?"
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I just stand there, and they're like, "What just happened?" So I can't do, like, in public. I don't do tequila.
So wait a minute. Hold on. Back up. So after you throw the rocks at this bitch, and she said, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, what did you say?
I stood there like, I guess I was like, what's up?
I don't fucking like you, you dumb hoe.
So the host of the house had to pull me into the back and calm me down and talk me down. I'm like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, whatever." But
that is hilarious. She always comes on this goddamn show and tells us some fucking cockamamie story that's absolutely hysterical. Last time was cutting her hair on fire. She's throwing rocks at people. I mean, do we really need to be friends with her anymore?
The real lesson is just don't fuck with Aradia.
Don't fuck with Aradia is kind of much where we're getting there right now. Seriously.
So how have you been, girly? You are just rocking out the content. You are educating. You are spellbinding, honey. How are things going in your neck of the woods?
Well, I feel like I could be doing it more, like, putting out content, but I'm in that phase right now, and I have not been on it as long as you guys have, but I'm the type of person that, I don't know, I got fucking Uranus right on my sun, so I'm always changing, like, so it's like I get bored really quick, and so it's like I'm looking for new ways to share content, and I have to get out the house more, and I'm like a hermit, so I know people are tired of seeing this scenery. They want to so it's just a lot of that going on in my head right now. So I feel like I could be doing more content. But behind the scenes, I am having a lot of fun with patrons. We do like 3-hour videos. Last night I got on like 7:30 and we didn't get off until I think it was like 12 o'clock. But I'm a more like behind the scenes, more personal, like, you know, get into all of that stuff. But yeah, just trying to figure out what to, you know, bring up next to the world.
I mean, I think you came on the scene with the most beautiful video content we had seen in a long time. It was these beautiful artistry of video creating that we kind of got enthralled in. And that's what kind of like, we need to have her on. Like she's a video creator, content creator, but she's sharing in an artistic way that is so beautiful. And then we had you on and it was absolutely phenomenal. I remember those shows were so funny. I remember leaving the green room after the show was over, like, oh my God, we need to do this again. This is so fucking fun. Your shows were always so full of comedy, but not intentional comedy, which is the best. But I feel you on that. Is a lot of people do this content creation, they come new to it or even coming back at it, and they get so, you know, gummed up on it. And then they're like, okay, well, now what? You know, it's kind of, you get that burnout feeling like, okay, I've done everything. What can I do next? Because you still have that creation that you still want to flow, right, but you just don't know how else to do it. I think a lot of us in the audience can relate to that as content creators, right?
Yeah. And I think too, part of it is you get so used to making the content and then you start building like the stuff behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that stuff behind the scenes is more, feels more rewarding. It feels more personal, more like it drives you forward more.
I think also too, as a creator, it's like your life is coming through as much as you sometimes don't want it to. What's going on in your life does come through in what you're creating. So when I started making videos, it was like right before COVID. Yeah. And then so I went through that whole thing, like, okay, we're all in the house, so this is the time to like do the videos. But then things started changing in my life. I started going through like Chiron return and all of these things. So that showed in the way that I created.
Yes.
Changes. So I know people, when they see that, they're like, this whole roller coaster.
Well, Chiron return can be a really big thing.
It is.
And that really, now that you're saying that, because I didn't know that about you, that a Chiron return was happening during that, which completely fucking makes sense now. Yes. Because I remember when it was actually Justin who found you, and I've told you the story before, but Justin who found you, you need to check into this girl. So I started watching and I'm like, this is absolutely gorgeous. And then this big, huge power, like this huge happened. And I'm like, okay, she's on something. I had no idea it was a Chiron explosion. I had no idea that's what was going on.
Yeah. Okay. That's that thing where if you look at the mundane, it is that having that midlife crisis type of thing. Yep. So all those changes, and then you come out of that, you're like, now what? And you're like, I have to like revamp, the way that
I feel that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going through that energy right now where I'm like, it's kind of like there's 87 paths ahead of me. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to start working down this one. Okay, yeah, I'm going to come back. Then I'm going to go down this one. Okay, now. And it was like, I don't know. There's too many paths ahead of me. I don't quite know which one to go down. And normally I just kind of like sporadically everywhere. And now I'm trying to just kind of like retreat a little bit. Like I haven't really been making much content. I'm kind of just staying a little silent because I am just sitting in that like space where I'm just like, I just need to like give it time, figure it out. And then when I do, hopefully it'll all make sense.
Right. And now we're on that too. And trust me, like already I had this whole thing where I was like, I'm going to move from Orlando to the Space Coast and we're going to do this thing. I'm going to paint my room red and we're going to do all this shit. And then I come in here to do my shit, but there's no content. And that's okay because I'm still doing my thing. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to content, I'm like, I'm dry. I got nothing. And my channel's still there, but it's just kind of like I showed everybody the witchy room and then it just kind of stopped. And everybody's like, where are you going? And I was talking to Justin and Owlvine last year. I went through a midlife crisis. And my midlife crisis is different for everybody. my midlife crisis, I'm only 42, but mine was reliving my teenage to childhood years. It was watching my so-called life that I grew up with in my teenage years in high school. It was listening to that music from that time. It was, reconnecting with people from my elementary, middle school, and high school years, and writing what was wrong or apologizing that I hurt people. And it was this going, it was my mind wanted to go back and fix A, B, and C, or relive and remember A, B, and C. And I went through this whole period where, and I didn't realize what was going on until I was discussing it with Owlvine and Justin, and we all came to the conclusion, you're going through that midlife, looking back, fixing things that you didn't do right so you can go forward, or going back and reliving things because those are the times that either pulled at your heartstrings that changed you or were better from who you are today. So it was kind of that. And I think it got triggered for me by everybody in my family dying at that same time in that same year. And it kind of puts your mortality into the forefront, and you're going, okay, I'm only in my 40s, but what the fuck is going on? And I think that happens for a lot of Americans when we grow up and we have like celebrities or musicians, right? That we all, actors, actresses that we all grew up with, right? And then we start seeing in the media that they're dying, and you're like, and you forget how old you actually are, that these people were in their 30s and 40s when you were a kid, and all of a sudden these people are dying. Like, you're just like, whoa, were they really that old? I think a couple of people died today. Actually, the guy from Elf, the kid from Elf died today. And the one from The Shining died. I forget what her name was. She died today. And I think it's kind of one of those things that people start dying, these people you grew up with, these TV stars, these musicians, and you're like, am I really that old? I need to go back. I want to go back and relive, and I think that happens for a lot of us. And I think it happens, and it shows in our witchcraft as well, because we're sitting here trying to hold on to time. We're like, hold time so tight. And we're realizing that it's okay to be older. It's okay for people to pass on. So it's kind of one of the weird kind
one of those things too, I think, is it's as young people, like as children, teenagers, in your 20s, you have this sense of security because you're used to like the elders of your family. You know what I'm saying? Like they're the elders, whether you're close to them or not, they're the elders, they're your parents, they're your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, they're teachers, whoever it is that holds that like leadership spot within your soul. And then when those people start to die, that security comes into question. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Like, I don't have it all figured out yet. Like, I'm not quite ready to be independent in that way, and I think a lot of it, at least for me, is like, you don't realize it until it's happening. And then it's like, okay, then it's really a lot of self-exploration. And I think a big part of just magic in general is a big part of self-exploration. And a lot of us do it to build confidence, to empower ourselves, to have a better understanding of the world around us and how we interact with it. Mm-hmm. And so when that security blanket's kind of pulled out in a way, we have to question certain things that maybe we're not ready to question, and it always sneaks up on you.
It does.
It's like when you see somebody, you're like, oh my God, like my grandmother's 86. Yeah. How is she 86? Or like my mom, I'm like, how are you in your 50s?
Yeah, how are you in your 50s? Yeah.
Right. And it's like you have kids, and I'm like, they're just noisy reminders that you're getting older, which is okay. But it's like, you start to realize too, I think for me, it's a realization that as I continue to get older, the younger people around me, coworkers, friends, children, start to look to you as somebody as a leader in their life, as someone that they lean to on for wisdom. And it's just that switching of the roles that can be kind of intimidating. And it's like, well, how do I do that? Like, how did my grandmother do it? How did, whoever it is for you do it? Yeah. And that can be kind of, if you can get consumed with that thought process of like, how do I become that person? Yeah. But I think as you get older, you just realize it's just life. Nobody has it all figured out. You just share your lived experiences and try to support who you can in whatever way you can, whether it's magically or emotionally.
Aradia, do you remember the first person in your family that passed away from when you were a kid?
Um,
Or the
actually,
first musician or famous person that you grew up with that was your idol that died that you were like, what the fuck? Do you remember that moment?
so yeah, I was an oddball. I wasn't really. It wasn't. It was more when my brother died. He was young, so it wasn't. That was unexpected. But I can tell you, currently, uh, a few weeks ago, I went to a funeral of a friend that passed away, and she was young. And not even a week after that, and I don't want to bring the it down, but my husband's mother passed away. So like we have to, I it is crazy. I looked at Santa Morte because I'm currently diving into necromancy and diving more into working with otherworldly things like that. So I looked at Santa Morte like, okay, what are we doing here? Like this death, like what's happening? Like you need to like help me out and prepare me better, because it is when you get, the older you get, the more you have to deal with it, the more you have to come to the realization that this is a thing that is a part of life. So it's not something that you can wish away or just, so I think instead of ignoring it, so you won't be so blindsided, but learning about it, understanding it, you know, because when it hits, it's inevitable that it's going to be a part of your life. So I'm just, when those things happen, you have to learn how to transmute that feeling of mortality, like that feeling, that heavy feeling. You have to learn how to transmute that, and it's a difficult thing to do, but if you don't do it, it will eat you alive. It will consume you. So that is the thing that I'm learning to work through, because life goes on, right? You can't say, world stop, I'm this is happening to me, you need to just all take a break.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And I can completely relate to that because I did the same thing you're doing or you did is when everybody started dropping like flies, I looked at Santa Morte and I'm like, okay, explain to me what the fuck is happening and why so I can process this, and she's just looking at me like, bish, where have you been for the past 6 months? Because I've been sitting here. Where have you been? That's kind of the attitude I got from her because I wasn't doing my due diligence. But girl, I was in the same boat. I was like, someone give me some answers to why, like you were saying, like your brother and your husband's mom. It's like, what? Hello. But at the same time, you got to look at that, as you get older, because we talk about like how in your mind we all feel like we're 25 or something, but when our knees crack and our,
Yep.
our boob hurts, we're like, oh shit, that's right. I'm 40 something or 50 something or whatever the situation may be. It's the same kind of situation. You forget, how old you really are because our minds are so far behind our bodies. So it is that mind fuck in a way.
Well, also a part of it is too, in Western culture, we don't embrace death the same way as a lot of Eastern cultures do, and the reverence for death and the respect of death and the knowledge of death. I think a lot of us go through majority of our younger years kind of oblivious to death. Not everybody. A lot of people experience death early in life, but a lot of people don't. So it's like a jarring thing, like, oh yeah, I forgot. Like, I'm not going to be here forever.
It gets real fast.
Yeah, it does get real fast.
100%.
So, Brittany, why don't we pull some cards for Aradia?
Yeah, let's get Aradia. Let's get Aradia in the cards here.
Yes.
Let's see.
All right, Aradia's energy, hair on fire. We got it. I know you're probably sick of hearing it, but your hair on fire is going to be the all-time story for the rest of our eternity friendship because I remember that episode when you were on, and I did not expect that from you. And you're telling us this story, and I literally pissed myself. I thought it was the fucking funniest shit. So you're never going to live that one down. That's just how it's going to happen.
My husband tells me that all the time. He said, you have such a, like, I talk plain, but people don't expect me to just come out and say like this.
That's exactly what you are. Like, you appear like so like proper, like I'm like, bish, and I'm like, okay, we're going there.
Yep.
Okay. Aradia. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Didn't expect this one from you, but then again, it's something I don't always expect from you. So I've got the Heart of Cups. So we've got a whale there with a cup, and he's like a humpback whale, and he's got some kind of starfish things going on there. I love this deck because it's pen, like big pen kind of, where you can see where it's a big pen, but then it's art right here. The whole thing is art, but you know what I mean. It's just a really interesting deck. So let's look up Heart of Cups and let's see where Aradia stands. Didn't expect that. I didn't expect the cups from you at all.
Most people don't know that side of me, right?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like I didn't. That's what I was like, oh, okay. We're going there. Heart of Cups. So the astrological sign is Cancer for the Heart of Cups. The Naked Heart message. I am the heart of my emotional wounds. Oh my God, this is like so what we just talked about. Shit.
Oh my goodness.
I am being encouraged to spend some time nurturing my inner child. It is time to be brave and work on healing the wounds that stop me from moving forward and shining my bright light, my beautiful light. The light is highly intuitive and aware of its life's synchronicities. Inwardly, emotions are processed and understood, innately connected to the heart, and speaks from the place of emotional truth. Emotional, well-rounded, and senses other needs, generosity, compassionate and by nature, and respects emotional boundaries. Highly creative, nearing mastery level. Highly creative, nearing mastery level. Abso-fucking-lutely. That is so spot on. So it's basically telling you to nurture your wounds and that stop you from moving towards the shining bright light that you are. I agree. 100%. 100%.
I pulled the black walnut.
Okay.
And the keywords are discernment and self-worth. Wow. So I'm going to go ahead and just read the page for you. It says, the black walnut tree is found in forests throughout the Southeast. It has a myriad of food, medicinal, practical, and folkloric uses. Lore about the black walnut tree goes back centuries in Europe, where it also grows, leading to beliefs among American settlers that witches gather beneath its branches and the lightning it's drawn to it. In the Ozark Hills, the outer shell of the black walnut was said to resemble a skull, the nut inside to look like a brain, so it is believed to cure diseases of the head. This also meant that an old-time healer might prescribe eating walnuts or carrying walnuts in a pocket for ailments of the head. If you have drawn the black walnut card, the focus for you is on the head. Your discernment transcends the ego, allowing you to have a keener awareness of your own self-worth. Your perception is your reality, as they say, so relax and try to get past your usual assumptions about yourself.
Sheesh.
Wow.
It hit me hard. Woo, I need a
I'm
drink.
the girl in church. I'm going to see my way out.
Drinking tequila after that one.
Right? Me. I'm just hearing that hose or the house or whatever that take me to church. Girl,
Oh
my God.
Oh my God.
It went so beautifully with what we talked about, though. I love that. I absolutely love that.
We talked about, I feel like, witchery of the mind. We talked about witchery of the age, of where we are, where we were, where we're going. And I thought it was absolutely fucking beautiful. But then again, it's always beautiful when we have Aradia on, to be honest.
Yeah. So, Aradia, thank you so much for coming to join us. We appreciate you. We love you. If you guys have not subscribed to her channel, please go and subscribe. Everyone who's been on tonight's episode is down in the description box below. So go and check them out and subscribe. Once again, Aradia, thank you so much, love. We appreciate you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh God, that was great. Wasn't that great?
That was fantastic.
I
Now
love
our next guest is in the green room, so we're going to pull her on in just a minute. But do not forget to join the Discord, and then after this guest, we are going to make our announcement. So if you know anybody who needs to hop in to see this announcement, come tell them to join in.
Yeah.
So we have one. Yeah, you need to do it. We have our next guest already in the green room. So if you want, Brittany, we can go ahead and bring her on.
Okay, so a little introduction. I met Trish by chance. That's who we're having on. And it was weird because I was on YouTube and decided to come back to YouTube. And I'm like, I don't know where YouTube's going to be at. And I found myself among a clan of friends. And one of those was Trish. And I know she's heard it a million times. I'm going to say it again. The one thing that she taught me, and I'll never forget, and I've even told my coworkers this, Trish. I've even told my coworkers are all younger than me. With age comes wisdom. And she's taught me so much. She's been able to be my voice of reason when I'm being stupid, and also be my age of advice when I need it. And she's just so knowledgeable in so many things, life, witchcraft, you name it. I fucking love this woman. And it was great to have her on near the end of season 4 because she needed a place in Wine and Witchcraft because she was an OG, right? She was before Wine and Witchcraft was what Wine and Witchcraft was. She set the footprints for what this show is. So to have her back on season 4, I see we need to find the right place for her. And her knowledge of the Wheel of the Year in paganism was so broad and so great and so creative. I'm like, she needs to be on for Sabbath. So we had her on for the Sabbath episode. So with no further ado, I would like to welcome Beanbaghagwag.
Yes, welcome. Let's get her on the
screen.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you, Brittany. That was so sweet.
All right, so here we have Trish.
Hi.
In the middle of the United States. If you have been living under a rock, you don't know who she is, and that's okay. Get out from underneath your rock. You've been introduced. Yeah, so OG, you were on Wine and Witchcraft before it was Wine and Witchcraft. It was just me, my channel, and you just talking about BS.
That was a long time ago.
A long time. That was over 4 years ago.
Yes, it was.
Isn't that crazy how time flies like that?
Tell me about it, girl. Yes, time flies.
I know. Every time I think about Trish, I just think of, I always picture you as like the mother crone of this part of the community.
Absolutely. She's the mama bear. Absolutely.
No, thank you. Now that I'm 60, I guess I'm considered old.
But see, that's the weird thing is like 60. God, you don't even look 60. I'm not saying that to make you have a big head, but you do not look 60. Absolutely fucking not. So which means the witchcraft is working for you.
That and a lot of face cream. Yeah, I love getting older. I'm just thinking this is my time now. Like you were talking about aging and stuff with Aradia, and I am so through with looking back. All I can see is ahead right now, and it feels so wonderful.
There's a freedom in that, though, isn't there? I mean, when I've spoken to just people who are older than me, there just seems to be a freedom in whatever growth that is. There just comes a point, it seems like anyway, where just like all of the noise kind of goes away and the path just becomes more clear. And I guess I'm
so finished with looking for purpose, and because my presence is purpose enough. Our presence is purpose enough, and so now it's just exploring time.
I mean, I remember I remember being, oh God, Trish, how long ago did I meet you? It's been like 10 years, 9 years ago.
I have no idea.
So if I'm 42 right now, I must have met you when I was like 30. Shit. I must have been like 37, 38, something like, something along that line. And I remember being, and this is like total kudos to Trish because she's my like hero. But I remember saying something that was just so 30s and being caring about what everybody was thinking about my channel or me or something. And Trish, she messaged me and she's like, girl, let me let you in some insight. And I'll never forget this conversation. And she goes, the older you get, you will find that it is the genuine people, the genuine hearts that matter. And you won't care what those who don't have a genuine heart say or think about who you are.
Yeah.
And I remember
business.
Yeah, and exactly, it's none of their business. And I remember thinking to myself, this girl's full of shit. Like, I care so much about what people say. And I was in my mid to late 30s at the time. I think I was like 36, 37. And I remember you're full of shit. Like, how could you possibly not care what people think about you? And the older I've gotten as time has passed.
And doesn't it feel good?
Oh my God, girl. It feels so good. So I hit 40. I'm like, I still fucking care a little bit. 41, not so much anymore. 42, I'm like, fuck you.
It gets better. It gets better and better.
And it gets better from there. And I'm only 42, and I'm thinking to and the thing is, I work with all these 20-year-old girls, right? All the MAs are 28, 25. My supervisor's 23. My MA supervisor's 23. And they're talking about all these, the same how you were with me, right? You're listening to these conversations. And I said, Jada, I love you to death. You're the best supervisor ever. Well, she is. She's a doll. I fucking love Jada. But I'm like, girl, you will get to an age. And I felt like you. I'm like, you will get to an age where you just don't give a fuck. And she's looking at me and she goes, how is that possible? I'm like, trust me. Trust in the words of wisdom. They were passed down to me. They're passed down to you. You will get to an age where you just don't give a fuck.
No, the only thing you're going to care about is what you think of yourself.
And that is a lifelong journey to find a peace within yourself where you are okay and you love yourself. And that is the journey. It's not what other people think. And I learned this from Trish. And all you in the audience, listen closely. It's about what you think of yourself in the end. And that's why I say she's my hero and she's who I want to be when I grow up, because I want to get to that point where I'm like, no fucks given. I'm having fun. I love life. I love people. And that's the way life is. Yeah. So
it's a wild ride.
It's a wild ride, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is. It's that transitional period from going to that to the next. That's the interesting part.
It's crazy
of the journey.
It's a strange feeling to finally like be here, right? You know, you think about getting there and all of a sudden you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard. It is a hard thing to process. Yeah. It is. And I can remember, like Brittany said it. I remember Brittany like even telling me that. Like, I just don't get it. Like,
I did. I went to Justin. I'm like, Trish told me this and I don't get it. He's like, I don't get it either, but if she said it, it must be somewhat true. And
I'm like, well, I don't know. But it is true. As you get older, it does. I don't know how it happens. I don't like, I'm only 37 now and I'm starting to feel it, but I don't know where, like, I don't know. Like,
it
why
starts to happen at the end of your 30s, early 40s. It starts.
But it's like, it's not like a conscious decision that I'm making. It's just kind of like naturally, just like,
it just happens.
I don't really care anymore.
Have to say, life begins after 50. Like, everything gets so much better.
I've heard that because I have an MA.
I still have the bullshit that goes on in my life, and my life is far from perfect, but it's just, it just gets so much easier with yourself.
My husband, and the girls you work with don't have their husbands dropping on them off a refresher from Dunkin' Donut. So, backstory to this, real quick. my girlfriends, my work girlfriends are all jealous of my life, which I think is comical because Anthony showed up randomly at the front intake window with a Dunkin' Donuts, just randomly. This is for Brittany. And they go, did you order that? And I go, no, that's my husband. They thought he was an Uber driver. And I go, that's my husband. And then I was like, no, he just dropped it off because he wanted to. And they're like, oh, like they were so shocked, like, oh, a husband can do that or a boyfriend can do that. It's that generation. They don't fucking get it. Yeah, that's what husbands or boyfriends do.
Well, I have to say we're lucky because not all husbands are as wonderful as yours and mine.
Correct.
We are so lucky. I'm so grateful I have the person in my life I do because it could be totally different.
Yeah.
Yes, as you've experienced. Yeah. And that's part of life. That's part of the trials and tribulations. You had a relationship prior to where you are at now that taught you and grew you from where you are. And so did I. And I think that's part of the reason why our personalities kind of clicked in a way was because we came from that trauma that went to what is supposed to be. And, I credit you to this day. I know you don't believe it or see it or know it, but I credit you to this day to the person I've become because you've taught me so many things in life about Brittany. I know you're feeling A, B, and C, but look back at, D, C, and E. Like it's kind of one of those look back to where you're at and kind of configure where this all came from and think before you speak. And that was been huge. So
oh, you're so sweet.
And honestly, Justin can contest because I have said, she has told me, look back, think, stop, and think back to where you're coming from and rethink and then speak. And because
sometimes it's just not worth it.
That is the one thing. It's sometimes you got to pick your battles and sometimes it's not worth it. And I remember that conversation. I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? What the fuck?
I know.
Yeah. And now I'm like,
you figure it out on your own,
I love it. And that's why we call you Mama Trish. This is the whole point of the conversation. This is why we call you, the name is you've earned it. And I think that is huge. And if you have not subscribed to Beanbaghagwag, you need to be because she's got such an insight that you need to know just for life and witchcraft in general.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and pull some cards for Trish.
Yes, my favorite part.
The favorite part. Okay. Did you already pull Trish's or?
I did. I pulled while she was talking.
Okay, well that's fair. That's fair because you're getting the energy from what she's talking about.
I was just saying how handsome he is. Look at him.
He is. I pick him well. I pick my people.
I'm trying to accept that.
The brown hair is everything.
Yeah,
it makes you look so good. It's ridiculous.
I'm trying in my older age to accept that.
You do look very, very healthy. You look
and
well.
You look happy.
And that's good.
I'm working on it.
It could be the alcohol, but whatever.
It probably is.
The thing with Justin, though, you went through a little hospital stint. And it was kind of scary for us besties here, where you were telling us you were in so much pain that you couldn't handle it. You going to the ER. That scared the shit out of us. So we're just happy to kind of see you glowing again after all that. Your skin is very dewy.
It's as Trish said, it's the moisturizer. It's just I learned that if you don't start in your 30s, honey, by the time you're in your 60s or 70s, you're gonna look 100.
What you need to remember is to put it on here.
Oh my god, that is so true. So I did that. Trish, you remember that video I did with the TLC song, and you even said to me, "Girl, remember here."
Here.
You remember, and ever since she left a comment 5 years ago, every time I put moisturizer or oil on my face, it's always see Trish, see something people fucking subscribe. That's what I'm saying. She teaches you life lessons that you need to know. You may not think
Yeah.
you know them, but you need to know them. Okay. Trish, my lovely, beautiful friend, we are going to pull a tarot card for you. Oh, this is a first. Oh, she's got a fursuit. We have not had this before. So we've got the 8 of Pentacles, and we have a beaver here holding all 8 pentacles. So let's look up the
beavers
8 of
do.
Pentacles and see where Trish falls. That is a first. I've not had a Pentacles this whole entire time. All right. 8 of Pentacles. Okay, we've got self-discovery, knowledge, and pride. Oh, shit. You think?
Hello.
Hello. All right, we got Mr. Beaver with the 8 of Pentacles. As I grow my skill base, I am actively working towards improving myself. Oh, shut the fuck up. I'm actively working towards improving myself and the expansion of my future. Oh my God. This is invaluable to my self-confidence and worth. I am self-sufficient, and my eagerness to learn new skills, knowledge, and stay focused feels enjoyable now and pays off in the long run. Investing in myself so I feel confident in this world fills me with immeasurable pride. As I move into mastery level, the results will continue to flourish. The beaver whispers, eagerness and diligence will lead you forward.
Very
Beautiful.
smart beaver.
Yes.
If that's not what about we just talked about, I don't know what the fuck is.
That's
Well,
kind of cool.
I pulled the raccoon,
Oh, of course.
and the keywords are curiosity and perseverance. I'll just read the page to you. It says, raccoons are problem solvers. Their masked critters are notorious for their intelligence and their determination.
Yep.
Unlike so many other species threatened by the sprawl of cities, raccoons have thoroughly adapted to human settlements, learning to find nutrition in our garbage and shelter in our outbuildings. Consider this. People used to think raccoons washed their hands before eating. This, it turns out, isn't true. However, they do douse their forepaws in water to increase or heighten their sensitivity to touch receptors. Dousing in Southern culture is a form of divination for finding resources such as water. When you draw the raccoon card, perhaps it's a challenge for you to summon your best ideas in order to persevere in your life. Is there a situation in your life that requires you to adapt, perhaps even break the rules? This little omnivore knows how to make the best of any dire situation, thriving even in the most barren of environments. Will you pick up your determination and be as clever?
I
Wow.
will.
I will do it.
That, if that's not a reading, I know what the fuck is. But that was amazing.
Awesome.
Yes.
That was good. And that's what Trish is all about right there. So
Love
Beanbaghagwag
it.
on YouTube, y'all.
That is the cards. That's perfect for you. It's actually perfect.
I loved it.
I love
Yeah,
it.
and you know your episode that we did on the seasons was all about the Wheel of the Year because we couldn't find anybody more perfect than you.
Well, and I'm not even a Wicca, which is where
Right.
it comes from, but you know, I like to celebrate stuff. So
Right, and we've seen your parties. Trust me, on Instagram and Facebook, we've seen your parties, and it's the place to be if you're in St. Paul. So, it's really weird because I got a sign today in the mail. I had ordered this wrought iron circle sign, and I'll send you pictures probably on Instagram or Facebook. But it says Brittany's Garden. Established 2024, and it has this potted plant in the middle. And I have to say that the years and years of watching you garden and bring fruition to your life through fruit and vegetables and flowers was huge for me, to the point where it's part of my practice. I mean, I still have it jarred up your flowers that I still use in my spell work. And I think you know, I grew up with my dad from England. You know, they grew their own food, and that's what he grew up in the 40s and 50s, and he grew up in having gardens. And so when he moved to America and lived in Boston, he had a garden. And I kind of forgot about it. I was like, yeah, gardens are cool. Yeah, I grew up with a garden, whatever. But it wasn't until Trish was expanding her garden, showing her garden, all the things that she was growing, that I'm like, I can do that too. And when I got that sign that said Brittany's Garden, established 2024, I had established my garden, and I have baby peppers growing, and I have baby cucumbers growing, and little tomatoes growing, and I'm like, I did it. And because everybody else started to do it. Yeah, it's fertilizing, and it's putting the soil in, and it's watering them and making sure they're okay and checking them every day. And
it's magic.
And you know, it's cool to see and even with the caterpillars I had growing into monarch butterflies, you know, I call them wormies. I'm like, hey, wormy, how you doing, wormy? You know, I talk to these worms, these caterpillars, like they're people, you know. And I think that makes a huge thing when you watch someone else grow this beautiful garden in the middle of Minnesota, and you're like, I want to do that. I can do that. And then you
are doing it.
I am doing it. And to see these cucumbers just grow crazy, and these little baby cucumbers growing, I'm like, I fucking did it. Like, Trish can do it, so can I.
It's wonderful.
You know?
You'll love
it. I love it. I do. I love the gardening witch. I love Trish. It is what it is.
Thank you.
I love you both.
We love you so much. And thank you so much for coming back on and gracing us with your beautiful presence and your knowledge. Go check out Trish, and we're going to let her go and get some rest now. Good night, Trish. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I can't see.
Oh, so sweet. Oh, be so lovely. So it is 11:36.
Yes.
So we are going to get into our announcement. If you guys know anybody who's going to want to watch this live, now would be the time to run and tell them, hey, click on in. I'm going to go take a quick pee break. And then when we get back, we're going to make that announcement. So don't go anywhere.
Let me get a phone kind of cute.
You're going to want to hear this.
While you go pee and break the seal for the 18th time, I will talk to you guys. So announcement time before, you know, Justin comes back, we'll make the big announcement. You know, it's huge. It's big. There are a few people that may know the announcement. I'm being told by Witchy Jim, fuck you, Jim, to chug my shit. Jim, I see you. I know what you're up to. To chug my shit. Look, this is the end of the battle. This is the end of the bottle. Battle, bottle. This is the end for the bottle. This is all I got left. Not drunk yet, but if I drink the rest of this, abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay.
We worked on this announcement to the point where, how do we want to announce it? Like, do we want to announce it like just casually, like, hey, surprise? Or do we want to announce it like, you know, melodramatic or blah, blah, blah? And we came to the conclusion that the best person to write the announcement would be a combination. And we decided to split the announcement. So, I'm
going to read up. We came up. So basically what we did is we wrote out a whole statement, and I'm going to start off, and then Brittany will finish up the statement, and then we'll have a little bit of time so we can chit chat a little bit about it. So I guess now is as good a time as any. We're going to look at our phones because this is all written out, and we just want to kind of.
It's written from us, but it's written out. We don't fumble up our words.
But we just want to read it with clarity, I guess. So here is the announcement. So here we go. Oh God. Okay. So to our cherished community of viewers, collaborators, and supporters, it is with a mix of gratitude and heartfelt emotion that we are going to announce to you that season 5 of Wine and Witchcraft is going to be our final season. This decision was not made lightly, but we believe it's the right time to bring this magical journey to an end. Since our inception, Wine and Witchcraft Live has been a source of joy and connection, discovery for so many people. Sorry. The show has grown in ways like neither one of us ever imagined, and it has been a privilege to share this experience with all of you. As we prepare for our final season, we want to extend our deepest thanks to everyone who has been a part of this incredible journey, to our extraordinary guests and contributors. Your insights and passions really has enriched like our lives, like truly. And to our loyal viewers, we just want to thank you guys for your enthusiasm, your support. It has really been a great inspiration for both of us.
Okay. My part. Season 5 promises to be a memorable one, which means we're not talking about season 4 being the last season. We're talking about season 5. So there's a whole season to come. Filled with the same magic, laughter, and deep dives into the mystical arts that you've come to love. We hope you will join us as we celebrate the legacy of Wine and Witchcraft Live and create new memories together. While the show is ending, not just yet, the community and connections we've built will continue. Discord.
Yes.
We look forward to cherishing the final season with all of you and the adventures that lie ahead. Again, not this season. Thank you for being a part of the journey. Here's to the magic we've made together and the lasting impact of Wine and Witchcraft Live. With heartfelt appreciation and love, the Wine and Witchcraft Live team. So this means so many things, guys. We are not ending the show right now. The season 4 finale is not the end of Wine and Witchcraft. We have a whole other year to go. But season 5 will be the end of Wine and Witchcraft. But there's also a catch, like a what's the word I'm looking for? There's a clause to that. So with that being said, let me break it down for you guys. We've done, I started Wine and Witchcraft over 4 years ago as just a little measly live that I decided to do on my channel. And I had Justin on, and I had been friends with Justin for many fucking years. And the chemistry between both of us and the hilarity, the comedy, but the knowledge really drove the audience in that one episode. So I said, hey, Justin, are you willing to own half of this business? It's not really a business, but I'm using it as the only word I can think of. This brand. And he said, okay, well, last the season will get canceled. Sure, whatever. I'm down for being canceled. I'm like, okay, cool. So Justin was on board, and so brought season 1. And here we are, season 4. And you have been with us through the seasons. The leaves have changed, blossoms have come out. You know, we've dealt with Samhains, we've dealt with Imbolcs, we've dealt with the whole Wheel of the Year for 4 years and tried to bring you guys topics that nobody else was talking about. That was our main goal, is to be as open and honest and laugh and have fun and talk and be that like dive bar that you're sitting at and there's shit sticky on the ceiling and shit sticky on the bar, but you don't fucking care because you're having a fucking good time. You don't care if it's a dive bar and you pay 25 cents for your beer. It's all
Right.
good. That's where we've always been at. And we prided ourselves in that. But 4 years in, Justin and I had a meeting, and he came over to my house, and we sat on this very rug back here. I know you guys can't see it. We sat on this rug, and we laid and we talked about where Wine Witchcraft was going or not going. And we decided that our lives are so changing and so on the rapid that we needed to kind of maybe put Wine and Witchcraft at a kind of halt for a little bit and end it at season 5. We weren't ready to end it. We wanted to give another season and give her fucking all, man, mind you. Season 5 is going to be a doozy. And leave it open to no new episodes until you hear again from us. So it became one of those things where we were like, you know what, we're going to end on season 5. And if we uptake Wine and Witchcraft 3 years from now, 4 years from now, 1 year from now, so we do. But as of right now, Jess and I have decided the best thing for our personal channels, we talked about earlier, and I hinted towards Esoteric Echoes not having any growth or having any life. You know what happens for me is I talk about everything that I need to talk about in Wine and Witchcraft, and then I got nothing left for Esoteric Echoes. I want to get back to YouTube, guys. I want to get back into content. I want to get back into sharing my life with you guys, and I feel like I do that here. So I just want to do it on my own terms for a little bit. And so we've decided to end the show after season 5, not right now. And let our own channels grow for a little bit. And then if we come back to Wine and Witchcraft, we come back. We're not canceling the channel. We're not deleting the channel. We're not deleting anything. As a matter of fact, we're growing a Discord.
Right.
We're just ending live shows after season 5 for the foreseeable future until further notice. So Justin, do you want to take it from there?
And as Brittany said, like nothing, once the show's over, we're not deleting anything. The episodes will live in infamy from here on out. The channel's not going anywhere. None of the episodes are going anywhere. The show will continue to be here for you guys to revisit. It's one of these things where, you know, like we said in the statement, it's not a decision that we came to lightly. This is a discussion we started having probably 8 months ago. So this has been in the works for a while. And a lot goes into the show, you know, doing it every other week and booking guests and coming up with topics. And a big portion of it too is the show continues to grow, which is fantastic. But you know, Brittany and I both want to be able to step away when people still love the show, when you guys are still showing up, when you guys are still enjoying it, not when we're just phoning it in and nobody cares anymore and it's kind of just going just to go. We want to do it because we want to end it when we still love it and when you guys still love it. And, you know, revivals are a thing. So like Brittany said, you know, 3 years, 5 years down the road, whatever, and maybe it'll come back. Maybe it never will come back. But for the foreseeable future, season 5 will be the last. And it's something that we have been so nervous to tell you guys about. And some of the people in the chat are, you know, saying they're getting emotional, they're crying, they're losing their.
I mean, I almost did. I almost threw some tears there because you know, thinking about this, to do it with my best friend, and I call a lot of people my bestie, but nobody's my best friend like Justin is. And it can be tough because Justin is everything to me. And to do something so beautiful with Justin and to end it is difficult. And I just want you guys to know this was not an easy decision. And like I said, it's not the end to end. This could respark in 5 years, who knows? But I'm blessed to be able to do what I love to do with Justin. So
I feel the same way because we tried to do something like this for years and it never lasts, and it kind of feels like a perfect storm of magic. And you guys gave that to us.
Yeah,
like you guys gave that to us. And regardless, you know, we'd never, you know, the first season of this show, we'd get like 8 people and we'd be just astounded. And every year more people find this show and find comfort in it. And, you know, I think a part of us both feel, you know, like we don't want to let you guys down, but at the same time, like we both feel like it's the time. You know what I mean? It's the time to do it and be able to look back and be like, look at this beautiful thing we did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even if everyone forgets about it, we're not going to forget about it. And we'll just have so much joy thinking about it. You know what I mean? And that's the most beautiful aspect to all of it, really.
And it's I've talked so many times over and over on this show how I want to, Esoteric Echoes, I'm coming back. Hey, I'm coming back. And everybody's like, okay, Brittany, where? When, where? And I want time to be able to explore my own witchcraft and on my own and share it with you guys on my own. And I feel like every time I did this spell, or I did this, or I explored this deity or whatever, it's always a wine and witchcraft. I want to be able to share that with you on a personal level. And, I'm excited. I'm excited and sad. I'm excited for what's to come for Justin's channel, The Witch of Enchantment, because he could blossom in so many ways that we haven't even realized. And same thing with me. And I think that our personal channels are just going to skyrocket. And like I said, Wine and Witchcraft is not over. It's just season 5. The next, a whole year, guys. A whole year. We have a whole year. A whole 12 months, 12 episodes.
We didn't even talk about that yet, so we should talk about that.
Yes.
So we're going to come back so we don't have a date yet. We're going to take some time. We're going to take a break. And we will be back in August. So it is imperative for you guys to either, follow us on Instagram or join the Wine and Witchcraft Community Discord, because that's where a lot of communication is going to happen.
Yes.
And we will be back in August, but we don't have a date yet. So it's imperative that if you guys, which we hope you guys will continue to show up and support us in season 5, that's where you're going to want to go to get those updates. And, in season 3, we started doing every other week. But to be truthful, it can be difficult, working full time, multiple jobs, families, to uphold that, and for us to be able to bring the show to you guys the way that we want to do that. And so for season 5, we're going back to the drawing board. So we're going to be doing kind of event scheduling. And what I mean by that is we're going to do 1 episode a month. So we're going to have 12 episodes for season 5. They may run a little bit longer. We don't know, but we're going to just do 12 episodes for the
They might, and that's okay. And
yeah.
The day may change. Right now we're on Thursdays because you got to realize that Justin and I, this just happened by coincidence. We're both in the medical field. And I know Trish and a couple other of you who are in the medical field can understand is the medical field is just so evolving and ever changing, and our schedules are changing and whatnot. And as medical field professionals, we have long, grueling schedules and weird schedules at that, right? So, we have to keep on changing and shifting the date. And Thursdays are tough for me because I work Monday through Thursday. Thursday's my Friday. And I come straight out of 12 to 13 hours worth of working to do this show. And it's tough. And that might change. That might change in season 5. We don't know. Justin's schedule might change. But we've always changed Wine and Witchcraft to fit where Justin and I are in our medical field professional lives. So it might change a little bit, but we are key to making season 5 a shit show that you will never forget. I mean, this includes Justin coming out to here, me going out to Lakeland, us collaborating side by side. I'll be in that witchy room. He'll be in this witchy room. I mean, we're going to go all out because it's our last season for the foreseeable future. And I put the air quotations because you never know what's going to happen. We're not saying Wine and Witchcraft is dead. It's the end. Forever.
It'll never be dead unless you guys let it die. Then it's dead.
Unless you guys let it die. And that's part of the reason why we created Discord, is for our audience who's been so generous and has supported us in many ways by showing up every episode and, buying the merch line and so many different things coming on the show, that we want to make sure that you guys have a ball. And I mean, season 5 is going to be not something that you guys ever seen. We're going to throw all caution to the wind and let it all fly. So be be eager for season 5, but after season 5, we're going to put it on an indefinite hold. It's really where it's at. But Discord, guys, I know Discord, a lot of you guys are like, what the fuck is Discord? I don't want to do another social media Discord. What the fuck is Discord? Learn with us, because we're new to it too, but everybody wanted it. The majority vote wanted Discord. So it'll be a place for us, Justin and I, to check in, to talk, to gossip, to spill tea, to fucking talk about witchcraft and paganism and all the good shit in between. And it'll be all of us, a place for all of us to talk and chat while the show is off the air. So tune to that.
And it was a perfect timing too. You know, when you guys brought it up, me and Brittany were talking behind the scenes and we're like, you know, we haven't really wanted to do it. You're fine. We haven't really wanted to do it. We're not sure. And, you know, with this looming announcement, it kind of was just the perfect timing to put this for a vote and give a place, especially, you know, with the show being less frequent, moving to once a month instead of every other week. It'll be, you know, easier for all of us to kind of stay in contact and you guys to keep up to date with when the show is going to air. So, you know, it's going to be a change, and it's bittersweet. It's good and it's not good and it's all the things, but you know, deep down inside, you know, Brittany and I both know that it's time. You know, it's
let's be honest. Today, my partner in crime at work, the other person that does the same job I do, just on the opposite side of the office, looked at me and she goes, "Hey, girl, I saw you this morning." And I said, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, I knew it was your car because your license plate." And I said, "What the? You memorized my fucking license plate? What the fuck is wrong with you?" I love this girl to death, but I'm like, what the fuck? She's like, "No, it said wine and witchcraft." And I was like, oh my God, this girl knows my car because my license plate rim thing says wine and witchcraft on it. She knew my car when we were at the stoplight across from each other. And that led me a little bit like, ooh, stalkerish, but part of me was like, girl, I love you. She recognizes my car because I have a wine and witchcraft license plate. That's how much dedication we have to this show, is that I have a wine and witchcraft license plate. Like, it's not, don't take Wine and Witchcraft season 4 finale announcing season 5 being last season as like you'll never have Wine and Witchcraft ever again, ever for the rest of your lifetime. That's not true. Obviously, I've dedicated, and Justin's dedicated, amounts of time and heart and soul to what is Wine and Witchcraft. So who's to say where it's going to go? But for the foreseeable future, after season 5, that will be the end for now.
Yes, Space Wagon. Yes, season 5's our farewell tour, basically.
Yeah, oh my God. Yes, Space Wagon, you're my idol. That's exactly, yes.
It is. And, you know, I think Karen asked, are we going to have guests? Yes, we're probably still going to have guests for season 5. You know, and it's still going to be the same Wine and Witchcraft. It's still going to be the same thing. So.
Oh, it'll be the same, but you know, Justin, you come out here, I come out there.
It's going to be something.
I'm sorry, but when I get in your witchy room, Paul Newman was born.
Yes.
I'm just saying, there's something about Justin's witchy room, and let me tell you, this shit's magical. It's fucking okay. So the weird thing is, when you walk into people's witchy rooms, you think they're like, okay, yeah, it's a witchy room, whatever. Justin's is so magical. I walk in that shit, I'm like, okay, bitch, it's on, like Donkey Kong. But we did a show from Justin's witchy room, and it was like one of the best episodes ever as far as views, comments, people loving it, people enjoying it. The Paul Newman was born in Justin's witchy room, and there's just so much to be said that we're going to be visiting. I'm going to go to Lakeland. He's going to come out to the Space Coast, and we're going to do it up. And it's going to be a great season because we're going to do shit fucking in my kitchen. We're going to do shit in Justin's house. We're going to do it all up. So we're going to have guests. Try to have guests that we haven't seen, you guys haven't seen before. Again, you're always welcome. If you guys are in the audience and you guys feel like, hey, I want to be on Wine and Witchcraft as a guest for a certain topic or whatever floats your boat, message us. we'll be more than happy to have you as a guest on our show.
Mhm.
So make sure you do that.
Yes, please. But that is the announcement. I feel so much better having it out in the open.
That's
It's
it.
out.
Season 5's the end.
It's
for
the
now.
end. So we're going to leave you guys with that. It's been about 3 hours. And we love you guys very, very much. Please go to the Discord. Please follow on Instagram. And in the next couple weeks or so, we will let you know when the season 5 premiere is.
Right. That's the other
And
thing.
we will see you. We will see you then.
It'll start in August.
Yes.
But we don't know what the exact date is yet.
Yes.
So Justin and I are taking a little bit of a break to get back to our professional and personal lives. And then we will start season 5 in August at some point, and then it'll be 1 episode per month for 12 months.
Yep. So, all right, you lovely people, we will see you in August. Thank you so much for everything. We love you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.